Wow. I should be allowed to smoke in here if I'm in this hot seat.
No, I don't think you're. I would love for you to smoke, but I really don't think we're allowed to with the building and all because we're on their air system.
No.
He's sober. Allegedly.
Excuse you?
You're using coffee. I saw you.
Coffee and cigarettes.
That's a drug.
That's true. That's 2 drugs.
2 drugs. You're a polysubstance user. Just give me the word, Josh. My engine's fucking hot right now. Eden Fidance, I know you feel like we're against you. We're not at all. Hey, guys. Welcome to the podcast. We have motherfucking Eden Fidance, Ehsan Ahmad, Tim Butterly joining us for an absolute jamboree, if I got to be honest. That's the way the seating worked out, dude. Yeah. New York Comics had to sit down for once, man. It's not
That's not the way the seating worked out then.
Ian, can I get you anything?
This is an elaborate
You were the
plan.
last one here.
That's a good point. Do you need anything? Can I get it for you?
Is that a trick too?
We're not tricking
It's
you,
all
dude.
above board.
My hackles
Bro,
are
you're
up.
so paranoid. The coffee's got you smart.
Why?
Coffee's got you like Jesse from Breaking Bad right now. You're whacked, bro.
Yeah, what's intimidating about this?
What?
Why do you feel bad?
I'm in between 2 normals and a gremlin. I don't know what's going on.
That's that fucking chip on your shoulder everyone's talking about down here.
What a great privilege
No,
it
dude,
is
I
to
swear to
sit.
God, dude, we were just going to do a podcast and I didn't know you were in town. You told me and I said, yeah, come join. And I went, fuck, I don't have a fourth.
One of the
Thank
most
you.
comfortable
My
configuration.
little brother did the same thing. He sat in the seat. He broke his foot. He sat in the seat. He's chilling. Everyone had a good time.
My ankle has been hurting.
There you go.
This is serendipitous.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I mean, what a
This is very
great
comfortable.
fortune the way this worked
take a
out.
rest.
Yes. I
Take a
just
rest.
don't like being the center focus.
You're not. That's crazy you'd even say that. Look how big my fucking podium is, dude. I'm obviously the star.
Yeah, but
of
I
the show.
feel like I'm on. I feel like I'm on trial, and then there's a jury of blacks just judging me in the corner. What is this?
That does sound like your nightmare. Judged by a jury of black people.
You want me to turn the blacks around?
Please.
We're a little more liberal.
I
down
guess
here.
this really is a jury of my peers.
I'm not just going to turn my blacks around because. Sorry, mine's my black employees. You're my black employees. I'm going to turn my black employees around.
I liked it better when it was just blacks.
Eden Fidance, how the hell you been? Ehsan Ahmad, Tim Butterly, what are you guys up to, man?
Been good.
You guys all right in these
great.
turbulent online climates? Are you guys all right?
I'm off everything.
Really?
I don't. The only thing I do is Instagram. That's it.
Okay.
I don't go on Twitter. I don't go on anything else.
You're not going to the protest live?
Feels good. What?
You're not going to the protest live?
No.
What?
Someone asked, they were like, can you share this thing about taking off work on Friday? And I was like, well, I would, but I'm playing Cap City and I need people to know.
Also, what are they going to go to their boss and be like, Eden Fidance told me I could take off work. So I can potentially get killed at immigration.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
You know what I think they should do, though? Here's the thing. Like, you know, you don't know what the guy did. He could just be working at Walmart, which that's crazy. If we're chasing guys who work at
Wait,
Walmart.
did another thing happen? What are you talking
There's
about?
been 2. There's a lady in Minnesota, and then there was the guy.
Yeah,
Also
oh, the
Minnesota.
ICU
In Minnesota
nurse.
as well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what did the guy do they were chasing? Because that's the big question. He could just be working at Walmart, which that's crazy. If
Wait,
we're, like,
Wait, guy they were chasing?
Who were they chasing?
an immigrant, an illegal immigrant.
And that's why the guy got involved.
I think so. I think the ICE was out trying
Yeah,
to
but they
like-
weren't trying to get one. They were trying to get a bunch.
Okay, well, look. That's just official. Oh, so you're saying you don't know which one
He
they
was
did.
just at the thing. I
I'd
really
like to
don't
know
think that.
which immigrant I died for would be important.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Right. You know, like,
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know how you can adopt someone for pennies a day?
Yeah,
You should be able to like know which immigrant you're standing up for.
Yeah.
Which Somali I'm keeping alive so I can die.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's just crazy because like, oh, so I didn't know that. How
Let
are
me
they
see his
getting a
early
bunch of
child
them
care
at once?
certificate first.
Where are they getting a bunch of immigrants at once?
They're going into towns and knocking on doors and ripping people out of homes.
Oh, I thought they're chasing them because they caught them doing an illegal activity.
No, they're not playing Benny Hill music. And just like, wah, 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 wah,
And
wah.
there's no fishnets involved at all.
No, there should be. I think
They're
that'd be
catching.
better.
They're playing. You know, they're doing. That's a big game.
Yeah.
Matt, do you think the immigrants are just chilling in the street, just sort of milling
I think
around?
they're working or committing heinous crimes. It's one or the other.
No, the amount of immigrants
I'm just going off the information. I don't know.
the amount of immigrants they've gotten that are committing heinous crimes, it's like very, very low.
It's like
Really?
But they're
8%.
doing like what they're doing is they're capturing people, detaining them for a while, and then going, all right, you're a good one, and then letting them go.
Okay.
But they're like ripping them from homes and like
Ask them a couple
cars.
questions.
It's a great first draft idea for how to do it, I guess. You know? I'm excited for V2. V2, I think we're really going to
We're gonna be
nail
honed in.
this.
I think what they should do, because that's my question. Like, what did they do? You know,
This feels like a debate.
no. My question is, and I'm literally, this isn't even political. It's more logistical. Like, at least have what they did when you're like the ICE coming. They should have like a, like they do with like VIP lounges and clubs, like sparkler, and just be like, this is the charge. That's the charge.
Well,
that way
what-
you can read it and be like, oh, excuse me.
What they
or be like,
did
"Oh, hey, hold on a second."
was just being illegal. Like that. What they did was just being illegal. It's not like they're like you stole, so we're capturing you. It's like you are illegal. You've been here for 30 years.
We heard about
and
you.
you didn't. Yeah,
gonna
and
get you.
we got you.
We got
That's like
The jig is up.
the thing.
I didn't know they're going multiple. I thought they were just like chasing a guy.
No,
No, it's like a
no. It's like
raid.
a huge raid with
Gotcha.
like an invasion of masked
They haven't got me yet.
thugs. Well, that's because we're here. It's because you have an army of blacks protecting you. They're the impenetrable force of blacks.
I will say after having me on, they might check you out a little more.
How did these ladies know that they were like going and like capturing immigrants in mass?
Because they're coming in
From-
like big groups.
Coming
Yeah,
in
they're
groups
like-
and the lady,
they're
you're
rolling
like
the
there at
trucks
your
into
house,
town.
and then you go and you go, hey,
Yeah,
trying
and
to
like
hold them
people are
back.
talking and they're like, you know, sharing information.
I've been trying to keep informed, but the footage is so bad. It's so grainy.
Well, now the thing is, this
What the fuck? I'm not kidding, man. I'm trying to inform an opinion.
Right.
And it's just, I can't, everyone's like, oh, from this angle. I'm like, dude, I don't know who's even, like, I can't tell anything. So I'm just trying to get informed, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to X to jerk off, and you're showing me these fucking videos of people dying. It's terrible.
Come on, man. We're
Thank
talking
you.
about people.
It's the perfect chaser, by the way.
What?
After you nut,
Coming
and the
after
next
watching
video
death? Oh.
is like either a decapitation or a guy being executed in the streets.
Dude, they
It
should.
perfectly destroys the post nut like euphoria and gets you right back to being able to work.
They should do a thing where on like porno, the next video is like an informative news story, so that you get your nut off, but you're also informed.
But yeah, but then you're going to be way too impressionable, and they're going to be able to just put whatever they want in there. I would say make me digest the news first before I get my.
Oh, because
release,
you're saying
so that I
if you
can critically
come,
think.
you'll be more susceptible to be like, oh, immigrants are people.
Yeah. They don't try to flip me.
Yeah, sexual brainwashing.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, here's my thing though. If I was going to, if it's like, if that's the case, dude, like they're my neighbors. I'm like, no, these are hardworking guys. So I'm coming and take them all out.
That's-
if I was a 40-year-old white lady, do you think me showing up as that is going to really help? Or should me and my friends get together and work up some sort of like deception, obfuscation?
Like a Home Alone obstacle course for
No,
these
I'm
guys?
saying like we all wear the gear. It's fucking Brero, poncho, mountain bike. Now there's 40 of us. And the ICE sergeant goes, okay,
Hold again.
I like that Scooby Doo.
Yeah. We would have got these immigrants if it wasn't for these damn kids and 40-year-old moms.
I haven't picked a side yet officially. I'm just thinking like, how do you maximize? And right now I'm like, that would actually work rather than
You
like,
haven't-
because if you're just a fucking old white lady,
You haven't
fuck out of the way.
picked a side yet?
I can't tell from the footage. I'm looking at the footage. I need all the angles.
You need the footage. And not just
I want to look
the
at the
general
footage.
information of what's
need
going
the
on. Oh, okay.
I need to see all the angles. I've seen 270 degrees so far. Until I reach 360.
I'm out.
No, it's generally bad to shoot American citizens, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't want to start it up here. I think it's probably a bad idea.
I'm glad we finally got you.
Unless,
Yes.
they committed, I need to see the crime. If they truly are, it depends on your news sources. I explicitly read the Drudge
Yeah,
Report.
but isn't that like
and
what?
apparently they're all
So do
troublemakers.
I read Judge Report too.
I
But
don't read any news.
We got
I said two. I read other sources.
Dialogue with me.
Well, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
mind.
I don't know what's going on.
Old drug report finance over here.
Stop trying to have an open-minded conversation, dude. It's not going to work for the numbers. You pick a side, I pick a side, then we argue, all right?
And my side is Drudge no matter what. I love that little guy.
Numbers are down. How you been otherwise? I don't want to get into politics. That was my fault. I'm steering this shit.
Can we dim all the lights and get a spotlight on him? I think that would be great. Just make him feel more comfortable.
I steer us right into an iceberg. It won't happen again. That's my fault.
We can start
I'm just
now.
waiting for you to pull out. And my next point.
No, it's a treat to have you, man. You look great. You look
I'm
great.
stoked. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Butterly, how you doing, man? I'll
I'm
take the,
chilling.
I can tell, man. You got the glasses
Is it
on.
working or is it too much?
No, you're chilling.
No, you're
I'm over
great.
it.
No, it's
It makes me wish I brought my sunglasses.
Why? So you could be the second sunglasses guy? That'd be crazy.
So we could be in solidarity.
So we could be Blues Brothers together.
Because you said you weren't sure if it's working, and I'm saying it's working so well, you make me want to do it.
Yeah, but then you completely redirected all the focus back to yourself, which makes me think that you're not uncomfortable in the hot seat and that you're actually kind of getting a sexual thrill from it.
You put a lot of weird sex stuff on me, and I think it's subconscious in your brain.
Well, I think he's been putting a lot of weird sex stuff in the air this whole episode so far.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I've never been a weird sex stuff guy.
I've been good.
I think I have trashed the vibe. I'll take full responsibility.
Can I be honest?
Sure.
I love the vibe.
Oh, all right, Matt, you heard it. Don't change a single thing about your life.
Appreciate it. I was just fishing for a compliment. Honestly.
No, you're doing great. You're nailing it.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what else is going on. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means that it's your last chance to get into the football action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Let me think. Some specific players I've seen play very well. I'll tell you what, I've been loving watching Drake May fucking sling that football around for the New England Patriots. Will he win the big game? I don't know. And hey, it's good to share with the new social feeds feature. You can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like us and tail or fade our picks with just one click. Download the Prize Picks apps today and use code DRENCH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCH to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I don't know. You know what I want to talk to you about actually, and everybody got off coffee. I'm the biggest advocate of no caffeine. I know it's not a popular opinion.
Now, how long have you been off coffee?
About a month, maybe.
3
weeks.
How did you feel initially?
Awful, so bad. I've looked into but here's the thing though, coffee apparently, and again, everyone's different. I'm real sensitive to caffeine. Caffeine, it's all anecdotal, destroys or severely inhibits, what's it called? Divergent thinking. So like creative thinking. Convergent thinking, it's great. If you want to focus on a task and get it done, it'll get you from A to B. But if you want to like subconsciously kind of like pull from like a bunch of weird stuff in your brain and just create a brand new idea, I swear to God, dude, I think and I felt this personally. I was like, dude, I'm not coming up with any ideas. Got off the juice. I feel so much better. Looked it up. A ton of people said that. Crushes your creativity. It's slave juice.
Who said this?
It's online.
Like
Read it.
online forums?
It's anecdotal. And then they did a coffee, whatever. Some company did a study.
I need to see all the angles.
No, you want the meta-analysis.
What does the Drudge Report say about caffeine? I think that's the most important thing to know.
It's got to be Patriot coffee.
Yeah.
But no, I swear to God, though, like I was like, I just felt like dead. And then I like went off it. I have way more energy. I swear to God, I think coffee's a psyop.
Interesting.
Coffee's a total psyop.
Were
I
you
think
like super irritable when you got off?
Yeah, I was fucking so mad.
For how
I was
long?
Super mean. For like a couple days. It was all good. But I was like fucked up the first day. But then I looked up the study and they were like, because apparently there's enough anecdotal evidence where they did a study to prove that it doesn't mess with like, however your brain does creative stuff. And they were like, nope, we gave people a single dose of caffeine. They were fine. It's like, dude, that's the biggest bullshit. Like your coffee, like I don't dream when I have caffeine.
I do.
Do you? Do you have vivid dreams? Mm-hmm. Well, you might be not as sensitive. That's the thing.
I think I've
system for 12 hours.
desensitized myself with how much coffee I drink.
Right.
You know, maybe I don't know. I mean,
Could be.
I could drink this and be able to go to bed. Really,
That's crazy.
Have you always been like that?
I've always been like a night owl, and I've always like stayed up super late, and then I sleep in shifts, and then I'll take like a nap during the day, and the coffee just helps me to like jog everything loose. I was on so many more cups, but now I'm maybe on like 2 cups a day. But at one point I was on like 5 or 6, and I've like cut back to where I'll have one in the morning, then one like in the evening. No,
Dang,
fine.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It
But
doesn't fuck with your sleep.
I carry a coffee with me all day.
I've noticed that.
And I do
That's why I
like
was
sips.
worried.
So I don't drink an entire thing. The entire thing lasts me like throughout the day. You know what I mean?
So it's like a security blanket almost.
Kind of.
Binky.
It's a binky.
Kinda.
Yeah,
I think so.
I should do the same thing. I would keep one ready at all times, and just because it's again, the whole thing I would say is that like it depends how sensitive you are to caffeine.
Yeah.
Because if I have caffeine at like noon, I'm up till midnight.
Well, I'm not slugging one. I'm like sipping throughout the day.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
So I don't know what the effects of that are. I don't really find any like crazy like
You think your divergent thinking is totally fine?
I think I am divergent thinking good.
I was gonna say, ironically, like every day I wake up, go to a coffee shop and write, and I get a lot done.
Telling you, imagine if you were disconnected though from the slave juice.
Imagine that.
Dude, maybe the slave,
that.
maybe the slave juice is what I need. You know?
I'm excited for Matt to find the perfect thing to deprive yourself of. And then as soon as the results are in, I'm going to eliminate that from my life.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I thought about doing the semen retention thing for a while.
That's a dead end.
Thanks for running
Thank God.
Thanks
That's
for
all I
running
needed to hear.
All right, back on porn, baby.
You can't not come. Turns out.
Well,
that's how you like.
you have to
That's how you shoot up a place.
physiologically, like for your body, because if you get too backed up, you can get epididymitis. So I've had chronic epididymitis.
Sean, were you not coming when you had
and when
epididymitis?
you come, it like cleans out your pipes.
Hold on, how'd you get epididymitis? He was coming all the time.
Really?
Were you edged?
No, I've had a lot of ball problems my entire life. Yeah. I had a testicular torsion when I was
Like
younger.
twisted?
Yeah, the tissue went around it and I almost lost it, so I had to have surgery. And ever since then, I've had like chronic nut
The old
issues.
dick
Like I
twist.
have to get shots in my spine every once in a while because of my epididymitis.
You have to get back shots for your balls? That's so fucked up.
I'm here, doctor. I'm not a licensed professional. I don't care.
Wait, Ian, it says you're in here for a head cold.
How's your spine related to your balls?
Oh, dude, everything is related to your spine. So
yeah, true.
everything like if you get a lower back injury, your nut can hurt because of the certain
Right on.
like wires that go from your spine into different parts of your body. and
What's the
nuts.
shot they're giving you?
Like a steroid shot.
Whoa.
In like a certain part of my spine.
In like the ball wire in your spine it goes.
Whoa, you have Barry
so
Bonds
I
balls?
had
So sick.
I had epididymitis so bad that it was so inflamed that like sometimes I couldn't walk, and they were like, "Look, like if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to remove your your epididymis." And I was like, "Well, that
Damn.
would suck."
Yeah.
Because that's like basically irreversible vasectomy.
That's like the carburetor for the fucking ball. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's important.
that is
very important.
That is a funny medical condition to have to be like, yeah, my balls are so big I can't walk. my balls are huge, man.
I left my wheelbarrow at home, brother.
I didn't read the article. My friend sent me an article about guys, I believe in Michigan, who were injecting their balls with something to make them gigantic. And they were just these gay guys that would
Synthol?
inject their balls, maybe, and they would just do deadlifts in like tight pants and just like a football. Like it was insane. I think they died from that. Because you can dick max with, I think, Botox. If you shoot Botox into your dick, you can dick max. I'm looks max all the way right now.
What's looks max,
Dude, you got to watch Clavicle. Whatever.
What's Clavicle?
Clavicle. I don't know how to say his name.
Clavicle?
Are you not familiar with the fucking Miami Avengers?
Dude,
All I
Did
know
you
about
guys see that?
I'm so out of the loop on so many online things.
all I know about him is that this is the first time I heard about him is he went to the club and they were playing Heil Hitler.
Yes.
That's what I know about
I
that.
thought you were talking about me because you were pointing down. No. Good song when I'm alone. But
Dude, the Miami Avengers are under fire right now. It's been a tough time.
who are these guys?
You know Andrew Tate?
Yes.
Andrew Tate, Tristan, his brother. Dude, you don't know Andrew's brother? Come on, dude. Tristan. Him and Jay Waller are fucking boys.
Who's Jay Waller? Dude, who are these people?
I don't know who Jay Waller
Tim,
is.
help
They're
me.
just like weird internet
This
guys.
is like
They're
the
internet guys.
Neo Manosphere.
Yeah, they're like Manosphere guys, but it's Tristan Andrew Clavicular, who's a looks maxer guy who like hits his jawline with a hammer to make it more pronounced. and
He's doing like weighted mewing.
Oh God.
yeah. And fucking Nick Fuentes, all went out together. It was a cool night out. A couple of the influencers,
Couple
went out.
bros
Couple,
hanging
just
out.
some sick fucking bros went
Yeah.
out to a Miami nightclub.
Perfect.
And then they blasted Heil Hitler by Kanye West, and they got everyone got in trouble.
And
Then they started throwing each other under the bus. Yeah, it's a bad look to be in a nightclub in Miami and singing Heil Hitler.
Yeah, fair.
So,
All right, I guess.
so they got in trouble, but then they started throwing each other under the bus as like who really put it on, who didn't like it. It was
Oh, you mean guys that smash their jaws and talk the way they do wouldn't be loyal to each other? That's crazy. I don't believe
I
it.
think the clavicular was left sterile from the chemical usage, like the whatever fucking peptides or steroids.
TRT will do it. If you're on TRT too long, your balls, your sperm.
Yeah, but don't if you start taking TRT, don't you have to be on it for the rest of your life, or else
No,
you'll
you can
like
go
hair
off.
products and stuff? Like, don't you?
I'm
have to
actually
be
getting
on
off testosterone.
You're on it.
stepping down.
No,
right now.
even naturally, I'm just fucking blocking all of them.
I've been like holding
'Cause
receipts.
it gets
with
in
two
your way,
hands to
dude.
lower.
Yeah, it starts like sending signals to your brain that you need to fucking nut, and it's just like, nah, I'm not about that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're medical orders. So how much do you have to nut to keep your epididymis?
It's the shots have helped so much. So it's like not a issue. I have
not
to
a
be
big deal.
careful about if I like tie it off. Like if I'm having sex and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna come. Don't like that can
can't
inflame
itch.
it. No,
Yeah, it's
You're never allowed to think about baseball.
bro, don't tell me to not think about baseball. I love the '93 Phillies.
You gotta let it fly. You just gotta let it fly. Doctor's orders. You gotta fly.
Yeah, but I haven't been, dude. New year, new me.
Okay.
no porn.
Let's go.
Have only jerked off maybe like 3 times, only to memories, and I am not doing that. So I guess maybe I'm unintentionally semen retention.
You're
like,
SR.
Like, do you ever unintentionally what's that called when you don't eat till certain hours?
Fast.
No, intermittent fasting. Do you ever unintentionally do that? Right?
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
I actually wake up and eat every morning early as hell, but I know what you're
I
talking about.
can't. I feel like I'll get sick if I like
Really?
eat right away. Yeah.
No, I eat at like 6:30 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, I crush like a lot of food right
You
away.
have kids.
That's some like
So you
dad
like
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta
I
get the day
understand,
started
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I crush eggs first thing in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
You look.
That dude, everyone, thanks, I appreciate
Is it
that.
the eggs?
It's
Aren't you
hard- it's
hot?
hard
Shouldn't you
work.
take that shirt off? Oh, sorry. Retention over.
Someone's looking for a new memory to jerk off.
I'm gonna go fix,
Isn't that what this is
Ian's
about?
epididymis real quick. behind the
Making
curtain.
memories.
What prompted the fucking SR? What are your guys' New Year's resolutions?
Oh, mine is very simple. Mine's just to take more pictures.
Take pics.
Yeah, I never
Of people or selfies?
just of my life. I realized
that's nice.
I never take any pictures, and I've done a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
like I wish I brought you had the cool glasses. I have my Meta AI glasses.
Oh,
like,
I hate those.
I wish I got one just to take a picture of this moment from this angle. But
I think those
yeah.
are evil.
That'd be
Just
sick.
take your phone out and do it.
Yes, you know what?
I like the meta though. Meta's sick.
It is
Nah,
sick.
I think it's evil. I
Why?
think it's terrible.
But if you want to make content for Rainbet,
I
how else are you gonna make fucking content for Rainbet?
I'm trying to get that Kalshi
What the
sponsorship.
fuck are you talking about, dude? You're about to cripple an entire industry.
I think it's terrible.
How am I
I
gonna
think
film myself pretending to swing on an old man? Get out of the store.
The AI is bad though. I like ask it questions. It's not good. It's
I've
AI
never
not
used
impressed?
AI or ChatGPT.
ChatGPT rules.
I used it for my whole last special.
Shut up.
Did you also use it to inform your opinions on ice at the start of the episode?
I literally do ask Grok. I'm like, what's up with the news? What's the most advantageous financial position like I can take financially? What will make you the most money?
That's
And Grok
crazy,
is like,
dude.
yeah,
And
that's
that helps.
Grok was like, use the angle. I was like, for sure.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
I want the straight source. What do the billionaires think of the news without the advertisers getting in the way?
There you go.
Give me the straight prop.
Yeah. So you've never used fucking GPT and all that stuff? It's crazy, bro.
And when I'm talking to friends, I'm like, I don't know, ask ChatGPT. I'm like, no, I'm asking you. Like, that's what this is. We're supposed to talk.
But you don't talk to anybody who knows anything, though.
I know.
None of us do.
I get what he's saying. It's nice to be in a conversation and you're arguing and you're both wrong and you don't know it.
No, I want.
Yeah, like I was arguing with a friend and he just sent me a bunch of ChatGPT
There
and
we
I'm
go.
like, no, use your own thoughts. He's
Yeah.
like, these are my thoughts, but ChatGPT makes it more organized.
It
I'm
ends
like,
the argument.
No, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the big deal about it. It's like Google. It's like being like, I'm not going to use Google. It's just super Google.
Yeah, but you use Google and you can discern and like read different things and form your own opinions.
Dude, how many Google
with
searches do you actually
ChatGPT?
click? You click 2, maybe.
No, I screenshot the first result. Send that.
I put it in my database, which organizes and analyzes it.
No, I don't know. I don't like.
I hear you. It would be sad to think that, like, I listen to like music on YouTube for like background music, and I do get bummed out. Like, is this fucking AI music?
Yeah.
Just numbing out the AI. I try to find videos of a dude playing the song
Yeah.
because it kind of pisses me off.
But even that could be AI at this point.
fuck.
Yeah. How do you know anything's like? We're like this close to like not being able to
Dude.
put like
Yeah, dude, you should just use
surveillance camera footage
Spotify,
from
a
trials.
platform that doesn't give money to artists.
True. Why would you do that, dude? What's the Spotify presents podcast?
Oh, well, oh shit. But it's convenient and eventually they will make money.
Podcast gives money to artists. They give it to like 5 of them. They give it to 5 of us.
Oh, I just got on Spotify. I have a travel show called Ian Do, an odd guy doing odd jobs, and we're putting it on Spotify.
All right, dude, that's a
It's
sick fucking idea.
TV show
Count
that you
Spotify
can
out.
like watch on Spotify. Spotify, you're great.
Spotify's a good sense of humor. They're
Yeah.
like Swedes, aren't they? I think they're Swedes.
Swedes have good senses of humor.
Dude, during
Tell me
the-
about the show. Tell me about the show. I saw this and I was kind of pumped on this.
Oh yeah. So all the towns I go and do stand up in, I find someone to teach me how to do their job, and then I do their job. And it's called Ian Do, an odd guy doing odd jobs. The episode's coming out next week. I got my tattoo license in Wisconsin, and I tattooed a guy. And then I also made pizza in Oklahoma City. I've like cut hair. I got tackled by a bunch of police like service training canines.
Oh, I thought you were.
Man, those dogs
disrupting.
had a fucking blast, I bet.
Oh,
If
dude.
I'm a dog and I get to attack people, I can't imagine a better target than
They literally were
screaming
like,
and shit on the
wow, he really bit down on it. He was like, yeah, no shit, I'm in pain.
the most biteable man in the world.
I know.
That was a Malinois?
This guy has huge
Yeah.
balls.
Oh. Damn, that's sick. You got to wear the suit?
Yeah, it was cool.
Did you get to like threaten one of them like you're going to get them? Or they just
Oh,
were like,
no,
go
they had
fucking
me
thing?
run, but I said things like, you'll never catch me, compers, or like, I want to talk to a white shirt. And then they tackled me, and I didn't like it. They gave me the thinner suit, but they didn't tell me that.
What?
Yeah, so you feel it more.
Damn,
Wow.
imagine going to your barber for a haircut and it's like, hey, just as a one-time thing, this guy's going to do it instead today. You're just like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I fucked this guy up.
No,
He
man.
walked out so lumpy. It was great.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. What was a tattoo?
I tattooed that S symbol on this guy's leg. You know that symbol? we would all
Undeniably
write?
sick. Obviously, you're playing in my greatest weakness.
Oh, and this weekend I'm going to be a pit boss at Terry Black's, and I'm going to run security at the mothership. I'm gonna do
go.
I'm gonna do jujitsu
Oh my
with the
God.
Marines in the morning, and then they're gonna put me in
Yeah,
tactical
don't
gear.
broadcast that. There's going to be a security lapse for one night only this weekend. Liver King is chartering a jet right now.
Yeah. Just all men coming shirtless, and there's a chance.
And there's a possibility we did pitch.
Elephant
to-
Graveyard is activating his audience.
It's like the penguin, and they're all slowly marching finally.
They're gonna attack me like canines. I'm like, "Ah." But I'm still waiting back, and it'll probably be no. But we're pitching to Rogan to have me be the chauffeur that takes the guests to a show. But I wear the outfit with the hat, and I don't go in and I just wait outside.
Are you like
for
a
3
Serbian? It sounds like a Serbian terrorist plot.
Also, the
They
show.
were going to get into his inner headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next week I'm piloting a commercial flight from New York to LA.
Do you guys know the Iceman? I just need to get close enough to spray something. They'll be dead. It's great.
Also, the show.
New York is infiltrating Austin under the guise of my travel show.
I like this.
Also, the chauffeur, the people stay a block away from the mothership. So what's he gonna do?
Yes, I can't wait. My plan is going wonderfully.
The Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. No, but it's super fun.
That'd be
And
cool.
it gives
That'd be
me
cool. I like
stuff
that
to
idea.
do. Like I was just in Connecticut and I went to this place called Hard & Co. And they are like a jean and clothing company. Everything's handmade with like antique American machines and tools. And so I made my own jacket. It's like pretty cool.
You
And
really
I
have
like,
a longing for the past. You're very,
I love the past.
yeah, you're very, very steampunk.
Yeah.
Damn,
No,
man.
I don't like
Isn't
that.
that steampunk when you put like a tweed suit on, like that you seem like I'm not trying to be a dick. It seems like you love the past, like handmade
Yeah, I do.
stitching and shit.
Well, he did call he did call them the blacks over there. So I think he's definitely
Yeah,
yearning.
I do.
He's definitely
Those
yearning
were
for the
simpler
past.
times.
Yeah. Better times, some would say. Those are actually the antique machines that they use in this clothing company.
Antiquated hardware.
My boys like that. Don't you dare come at my boys like that.
My analog tools.
Sorry,
This
guys.
one's acting up, Smack.
It's good you weren't behind the auction podium when you're saying all this.
That's why I couldn't give him one. I knew you'd abuse the podium.
Austin is better than New York. You're right,
That's our prize fighter right there. He's taking down Gomez.
That's our boy.
2 weeks. Lemaire versus Gomez.
Oh, I can't wait.
Podiums, taking him down.
That's
I
gonna be
can't
great.
wait. That'll be awesome. I'll come back.
Yeah, the comedy, the inner city comedy beef is so fun. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah,
I just love division.
it's amazing. You do?
I do.
I like
I thrive
uniting.
on division.
I like unification.
Really?
I love unity.
Nah.
Love
it's all
getting
about
along.
today's all about just hyper division, bombarding people with information, titillating them, getting them freaked out, getting them into the streets, making them clash. You don't like that? You don't like neighbors smashing each other with trash can lids outside because of Facebook posts?
It's fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It's fun to watch.
I'm
but I
gonna,
don't
I'm
like
gonna
it.
show up and blow a whistle the whole time you guys are doing Lewis versus Lemaire. I'm gonna get myself shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be defending Lemaire with my life.
I'll show up in a mask and tactical gear. We'll make it a
You'll
like an
arrest
all-play.
Lewis. I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen. Show me your papers, Lewis.
True. Someone's going to bring a gun.
Yeah, we don't like New York comics around here.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Everyone's fighting each other right now. I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it
I'm with
sucks.
you. I'm unification for real. I'm just fucking around.
Thank you.
But yeah, let's take it to a question from a premium subscriber.
Oh, cool.
Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that one.
Oh boy.
This is a perk we give to the Patreon.
Oh, cool.
You know, I figured since you plugged a bunch of shit, I might as well.
Oh yeah. No, I appreciate that. What do you guys have going on?
True.
I have a special out called
There
Too
you go.
Soon.
Yeah.
Check it out on YouTube.
I'll be in Pittsburgh February 6th and 7th. Come do it.
we go.
TimberLake.com.
Hell yes.
Message from the premium subscriber. They do Q&A shit. The
Okay.
producers,
Read all of this.
yeah, man, it's a fucking
All right.
fucking $3.
I'm a Hungarian immigrant with an eating disorder. Okay, let me do the accent. I am a Hungarian immigrant. Me so hungry.
Dude, that's the guy's paying the
Is that
fucking bills.
Japanese?
Laugh.
No, that's one of the premiums. That's like a fucking shareholder, dude.
Oh,
He's a premium subscriber.
you're a good guy. Spotify's great.
That's not even Spotify.
I'm a
I have
Hungarian.
multiple allegiances.
I'm a Hungarian immigrant with an eating disorder. I came to this country 170 pounds, which is a good weight where I'm from, a strong weight of a man. But since getting here, the food has been very delicious. I eat and eat and eat. My mother tells me I am like the Kis Gombuk, which, if you're not familiar, is a popular figure from Hungarian mythology. In Hungary, it is common to store leftover pig parts in their intestines, making a sort of satchel for further eating. The Kis Gombuk is the pig intestine that comes alive, eating everything in its path, getting bigger and bigger as more of the village is consumed until a pig shepherd is also eaten, who slashes it from the inside with this trusty blade, freeing the village who dance and celebrating. Either way, I am now weighing 247 pounds. I sent shirtless picture to my mother to prove how well I am doing in America, and she calls me the Kiss Gombach, telling me she'd love to suckle my rich milky nipple. Did you write this?
Dude,
This is so good.
I'll tell you what, the semen retention is going to be hard after this one. That is a porn
Oh my God.
scenario if I've ever heard one.
She tells me in jest that she wants to crawl inside my cavity and sit in my belly like I once did in hers, feeding for my American goodies like the parasite I once was. Only my mother is very old, and she tells me she wants to die in my belly. For as the old Hungarian saying goes, better to be stillborn in America than to live a whole life in Hungary.
Dude, that's our premium subscribers. I don't even know what the fucking question is.
There's no question.
There's fucking pissing me off.
He just wants us to know that his mom wants to live in his belly. Shout out Dominic, Kansas
Technically, it
City.
is a Q&A, so he just gave us an A.
Yeah. Yeah. What way do you want to go? I want to die in my son's belly.
My favorite part is when he goes, if you're not aware of the Kiss Gumbo, we should have been like, no, we all know. We can move on.
These guys are weird. They're weird. I love them. Out here paying the bills.
That was great.
I know these guys. They're funny.
Do you ever do like a instead of a question and answer, like a Patreon like short story contest or something? Because that would be fantastic.
I thought it sounds just like a guy with a fucking problem.
That could have been. That was
That's
written
not-
really
I
well.
think
That
about
was
it.
really
That's
funny.
not real.
You don't think that's real?
That's a goof.
Maybe they're fucking pulling the the wool over my eyes, but
Do you think that's real?
Well, we could chat GPT it.
No.
we could figure out if the Kiss
no.
Gumbo is real.
we'll go to another one.
I was saying we could do
this should be here.
We could see if it was written by
Let's
ChatGPT.
just
That
go
would be
short.
really
That one's too
damning.
long.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God.
This is guys, please just come on.
Okay.
It's for the subscribers.
35-year-old metal worker here. My brother's been
Sounds
having.
legit.
Can I do your job?
My brother's been having a real bad go with anxiety. I wish I could help him, but I've never gotten anxiety myself. At least not like he gets it. He can just be sitting there doing nothing, and the next thing I know, he's all sweaty and freaking out. It's kind of embarrassing, especially if we're at a restaurant or something. But I've tried my best to understand so I can be there for him because after all, he is my brother. Recently, he has had an episode where I personally felt crossed the line. We were at my place watching football, me, my brother, and my boys. I have 3 sons, 2 regular and 1 adopted. 2 regular and 1 I don't love. And so my brother starts his hyperventilating bullshit, and I yell at him to stop because he was freaking out my new son. He's a 2-year-old Chinese kid that I literally just got a few days before, which is a whole other issue. And so I've tried tough love on my brother and told him that if he started having one of his sweaty spaz attacks, I'd haul off on his ass, thinking I'd give him something real to be afraid of, hoping it would cancel out any weird inner weakness shit he was displaying in front of my kids. And so we get into it. My brother starts crying, which triggered the fuck out of me. And so I started screaming at him, trying to tell him having anxiety as a man and not having been in an active war zone is extremely gay and pathetic. And he yells back saying it's not helping. So I shoved his ass down into the coffee table and he spilled some wine on the carpet. And now my wife is pissed. Also, I only paid $4,000 for the Chinese kid, which I thought was fine since I'd never adopted and didn't know at the prices. But one of my buddies recently told me that he had to cough up like $40,000. Do you think there's any chance this little fucker fell off the truck or something if you catch my drift? Steve from Flint, Michigan. Now, Steve.
That's a question.
Yeah. Steve, your brother might be anxious because he's realized you've human trafficked a Chinese baby. That seems to be.
I don't know. Dude, can we do a better job for real selecting the questions? Dude, making an embarrassment of the program.
Dude, say he had to cough up $40,000 for a kid.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
This does seem.
How much does adoption cost?
A lot.
Is it expensive?
Yeah, and the process is so long.
$4,000 makes me think like, where did you get this kid? Like, did you go to some massage parlor and they're like, we have some deal on some kids?
That thing is not real.
What?
That's like a fake thing. That's
gotta be a
You
fake
think they're
thing.
fucking pulling my chain?
Yes,
for
these
sure.
are fake.
Motherfuckers.
These are fake. They're trying to be
no
funny
way that's
guys
real.
to make you guys
That
laugh.
pisses me off.
They're nailing it though.
You try to do something nice. Well, I don't know. I try to do something nice. You think, so I'd like to offer some advice or whatever.
Well, why not one more?
I mean,
You want the last one?
Yeah.
the misdirect from the anxiety to the Chinese children makes me feel
And
like
I wonder why
is a
this
joke.
kid has anxiety. His brother's beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Quit crying, pussy.
I know. It does strike me as a little bit over the top, honestly.
Yeah.
It's 25 to 40 grand.
25 to 40.
Yeah,
$4
so
grand. It's crazy.
yeah, he got a knockoff Chinese child.
Deal.
He
Because
got
the
a
story's
fake
not
Chinese child.
real.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let's get real for a second here. I found that comedy is a great way to discover more about yourself. Dude, I've learned. Speak on how comedy has helped you discover something about yourself or helped you grow as a person. There's just something about talking in front of people, and it's really helped me kind of like grow my inner child, or more specifically, my puer arternus, which is the forever child in Jungian terms. My shadow has been surely integrated. That goes without saying. And other than that, I had a bit of an Oedipus complex that I've resolved through just like sick jokes and whatever. Guys, if there's one goal you should have getting into in this new year, it should be to feel better about yourself, to feel lighter. Plus, getting started is straightforward and simple. All you need is BetterHelp. Therapy can help you discover what obstacles you're facing and how to overcome them. BetterHelp has over 12 years of experience connecting people with the right therapist. They've served over 5 million people globally, and judging by the glowing reviews, it works. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up to get 10% off at betterhelp.com/MSSP. That's betterhelp.com/MSSP. Hey guys, real quick, you can catch me on the road doing live stand-up comedy. I have an all-new hour. It's been going pretty well. People love it. I love it. Everyone's having fun. Guys, I'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada, the weekend of February 13th. And then on Valentine's Day, there's a big one. Leaving my family, guys. Everyone's pissed, but whatever. I'll do it for you guys. Paramount Theater, Denver, Colorado, on Valentine's Day proper, February 14th. I'll be there. So Las Vegas, that's a big one. I don't know what's up with Las Vegas. All these other tickets are selling great. Las Vegas is a last-minute town full of gamblers. Don't be the fucking ruined gambler and lose out on, the show's definitely going to sell out, guys. Don't even think it's not. But right now, the ticket sales are fucking poor. So please come to Las Vegas, or I'll still come, even if it's like 10 people. I don't care. But so Las Vegas, 213, 214, Denver, Colorado. Then I'll be in Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake City, Utah, Cleveland, Ohio, a bunch of other places. Get tickets at mattmccusker.com. Also, the day this comes out, it'll be Friday the 31st, I believe, it'll be the 30th, Friday the 30th. Algonauts at Creek in the Cave. I'm doing a show. Me and Tim Butterly are doing a show where we go through people's phones, look through their algorithm, project it on the screen. We all laugh. It's a good time. So that's it. Thank you.
Hey guys, I have 2 young daughters, 2 and 5 years old. They're obsessed with the movie Frozen, which I can't understand. Not that any of those movies are great, but Frozen is the worst of the worst, in my opinion, and the message is complete bullshit. Basically, you have 2 sisters, the parents both die, and the kids are left alone in a castle. The older one is essentially a moody bitch who moves out to an ice castle, symbolic of a 1-bedroom apartment cat lady, after her younger sister, archetypal slut, hooks up with the first dude she sees, Prince Hans of the Southern Isle. And so the archetypal slut ends up attracting the archetypal dickhead who just uses her. And so the whole thing goes on until Elsa, the older sister, froze the whole town, which I think is symbolic for a bitch-type lady's general presence, comes back to save Anna, but the slut sister somehow ends up frozen, symbolic of all women eventually just becoming mean to no matter what, and is brought back because of her own true love, not Kristoff's, who, in my opinion, is the movie's true hero, but they make him out to be some unnecessary side character who just has to deal with the fact that Anna, the slut younger sister, has been ran through by Prince Hans as if body count doesn't matter. And I know she was technically only, I know she was technically only once Prince, but I think he got maybe typoed here. And I know she was technically only once Prince, but for a fairy tale, which typically only deal with virgins, one is kind of insane. Honestly, symbolic of the fact that she's been run through. 1 in a fairy tale equals 100 in real life.
Dude, this sounds
Frank in Manhattan.
Well, I'm just glad this guy's a father. I mean, what the fuck?
It feels like he was typing with one hand and jerking off.
This guy's daughter, and he's speaking that way?
Whatever. We'll do better next week.
What a monster. Again, that wasn't even a question.
Wasn't a question?
There was no question. He just wanted to use.
That was more of an op-ed.
He just wanted to use
This is fairy tale
foul
body count
language.
stuff.
That was fairy tale body count.
Our fathers of young young daughters dealing with like body count issues right now, probably more than any time in history?
I think so. Well, no, because I think they used to like kill them. You know what I mean?
Now they
I mean, in
post.
some parts of the world, they still
used
do.
to, like, you would kill your daughter, or like you'd have to kill the guy if they dishonored her,
Yeah.
because you had to basically sell them for like
Yeah,
pigs
and
shit.
fucking women knew not to fuck around, or else there'd be consequences. So of course they can
Hey, man, there's
marry a virgin.
Also,
There's been barns full of hay piles going back to the beginning of civilization. You know what I mean?
but you know what's
Girls
crazy?
been doing
I never
it.
thought about this. You know what's
People
crazy? You know what's nuts? So back in the day when you had like in medieval times, you have a daughter, you would get like one pig for your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
One pig.
Can we look that up? That sounds low.
Maybe
25 to 40,000.
Maybe four. But here's the thing, dude. That was like
Was it a Chinese pig?
that was for like a wife. OnlyFans models make billions of years. Those guys, I think, got drastically lowballed. If you think about
No,
it,
but most
a
OnlyFans
woman's true value, it's like sitting on top of oil.
but most OnlyFans models make nothing. Most OnlyFans models are just showing holes to the void.
Even $250 a month compared in pigs, medieval pigs. That's a bag.
Can we get a conversion rate?
Yeah,
maybe
but a
to
horde- that's a horde of
2026
Yeah, but a
USD.
pig yields
More
a
pigs.
ton of food.
And more
Right?
pigs and
No, you're right.
So like one pig yields.
Well, no, you
No
need another
way,
pig.
man. I've been to functions
a
where a
pig to
pig was
bring it
barely
in.
one meal. I've been to parties where an entire pig was just like the meal for the night. You know,
True.
where you're going to do one feast in exchange for your daughter's chastity and potential.
Yeah, but they
future?
probably also didn't eat a ton, so they could make the pig last a while, right?
No way. It's meat. It'll spoil.
But didn't they also get cows and like donkeys and stuff? A cow, you can,
Little Mary just went.
If you're lucky, yeah, you get a cow. That'd be a good present.
yeah.
But
Also, didn't you get like a cow on some land? Like, wasn't that the dowry?
it all depends on your daughter, how hot she was.
And probably like the area you're.
50 shekels of silver. Okay.
Wow.
Or the equivalent in livestock, basically. Okay, so that they probably had it pegged pretty well then.
Wow.
I was thinking people got ripped off in medieval times when selling their daughters. I was like,
I mean,
hold
they
on a
probably
second,
did.
that sucks.
Probably.
yeah.
But I
also
mean,
happened.
it just, I mean, the real people who got ripped off were the daughters.
What do you mean? They're property of their father. What are you talking about, dude? They were the father's rightful property.
Can you imagine having a daughter and being like, yes, this will pay off in the long run?
I mean, maybe that is 18 years of just like feeding her while she learns like basket weaving and shit. You're just like, just please don't get fat, man.
That would be pretty nuts. That is like, yeah, that wouldn't feel good, honestly. If you had like a beautiful daughter and all you could think about was just selling her for like a fat sack of gold,
Yeah.
that would feel okay. You'd be like kind of, it'd be,
And also-
it'd be bittersweet.
Imagine being like a hot daughter.
That was your
and being like,
retirement, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm only
true.
worth a pig? Look how hot I am compared to these toothless goblins. Like, shouldn't I be worth like a 2 pigs?
Yeah,
But if you're
careful,
like a
though.
peasant's hot daughter, it's still a pig. I'd rather a noble
You get
toothless
a-
goblin.
You would get a fattened sow though. If you're a peasant's hot daughter, you probably get a fat pig, and as a girl, they'd probably be like, "That's cool."
See, in my neck of the woods, they work with goats, so I don't know how fat goats get. yeah,
My neck of the woods for talking about Azerbaijan is very funny.
I'd prefer a goat to a pig for sure.
yeah, goats give you milk. There's more happening with a goat. You can fuck a goat.
With
What are the what are the
Replace,
I mean, you can fuck
replace-
anything, brother.
replace your daughter.
What do you say?
You said you could fuck a goat. I said you can fuck any animal.
True.
In arranged marriage, would there ever be like, if you're not like status matching, would you ever make up the difference with an animal? I don't know why I'm looking directly at you.
No,
the shades are hiding in your eyes.
Yeah,
I'm actually
he's also
staring
the
into these.
ambassador.
I'll say
right
this:
now.
my parents were arranged marriage, and the way that it worked is my dad grew up in a very poor village. My mom came from a rich family in Bangladesh, but he got to America, so that was his trade-off. Like, oh, you get to America, you get the hot girl of a rich family, and then you bring her family to America. That was the trade. There's a trade-off.
to work harder.
Yes, exactly. So he came in, he got to America, and they were like, oh, here's
An anchor
get
babe.
here?
Oh man, it was he had to like. He went to engineering school in Dhaka, which is the capital of
swam on a
Bangladesh. He just rowed a goat across the Atlantic.
Onward
and the goat in the Atlantic for a month and a half.
Onward to the Bering Strait.
It was actually the life of Pi was based on my dad.
The wife of Pi.
The wife of Pi.
The wife to pie.
the life of cream. The life of cream pie when he got to America.
So that's a sick deal. Get to America, get the babe.
Yeah, you got the
Like the hero's
you got-
journey.
Yeah, it's something to aspire to. It's like, oh,
My question is,
tight.
are they legal?
Hey, thank you for asking. So he got here legally.
legally, yeah.
Damn, that's hard as hell. Why the hell couldn't she get here? She's rich.
Well, yeah, girls can't.
Oh, they can have ideas of that. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. They
She
just
be like, I have an idea.
They just when my
She
they just
doesn't
allow people to go to school.
learn dreaming.
Let a poor guy dream for you.
Yeah.
You'll marry him.
My mom told a story about how when she was younger, she like kind of dated the guy across the street from her, and then her brothers found out, and they punished her by taking her out of school.
They just stopped teaching her.
Yeah. I think
What a
she ended up going-
backwards culture.
She ended up going to college, and she's a dentist now, so she figured it out.
Yeah, look, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
you say that, but check that out.
Yeah. They're still together. Arranged marriages never get divorced.
Yeah.
Almost never. It's like
Really?
a 90%. Yeah.
Are they not allowed?
No, they're allowed, but it's
Yeah.
like it's sort of like this. So they call it. There's arranged marriages and love marriages. That's what they call it. And in arranged marriages, you're sort of faced with the person and who they are immediately, so you have to learn to love them. In a love marriage, there's passion, and that fades over time, and then you get to know the person,
Right.
and that might change. So it's like you come at it with a different mindset
And do you think the arranged marriage, like the goal is to have children?
and bring families together.
So then they recognize that like they kind of have to lay down their desires for the greater good
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
family and community. So then they work together as a team rather than people that
Very
tracked up.
anti-girl boss.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
is.
absolutely
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an Asian thing. Asian, it's like you work for the whole culture. It's but the nail that sticks out gets the hammer. That's what they say in those cultures.
Yeah.
So you gotta work for everybody.
What about arranged divorce? That'd be sweet.
That'd be pretty sick. You gotta
You
get
two are done.
yeah, you
You're
gotta give the
done.
goat back. we want the original goat.
Yeah.
Give us the original one.
Give me the goat back.
Both of you, you're out of here.
The goat's like 23 years old, can barely walk.
Kill me.
I mean, it is a funny idea to think you're gonna like, as a young person, stare at a person and go, "Yes, this is like, I know." The elders obviously know better how to match you up,
Yeah.
and it's kind of tight, man. I don't know. The idea of arranged marriage, I've always thought it was cool.
Well, the arranged marriage is how everyone did it forever up until recently. Like
Question.
even in like the American, like go ahead.
How do they decide the arrangements?
What do you mean?
Do they just like put names on dice and roll them?
No.
Like, how do they
So-
decide?
okay, so this is-
Ian?
We're talking about thousands of years of like
Yeah,
culture.
bro.
and
Yeah.
They
So-
have a, they have
Oh,
a
fuck
method.
me
Go
for
ahead.
asking.
But I'll say
Sorry,
this
I
now.
didn't
What
ask
do
my
they-
friend
they write
Grok.
their names on chicken bones
Yeah.
and then they throw them into a fire.
And
Maybe
when
I'll
the
do-
wind blows, and that's where they go find their wife.
Maybe I'll do ChatGPT because there's no judgment with my question.
So here's how it works now. It's because there's like it's like a vestige of that where it's not like they're not forcing people to get married anymore, but they'll give the girls something called like biodatas, and it's like a picture of the guy's face and all his stats, like height, weight, what he does, what he likes, what kind of family he's from,
Like
where
a
his
dating
family's
profile.
from. It's a dating profile.
So it's like Indian pop the balloon.
It's like Indian pop the balloon, but if you don't pop the balloon, you get married for life. It's
I thought an old classicist, like, you would love this.
What?
I know you're an old classicist. I thought you would love this. Back they did in the good days.
Yeah, when it was meant to be done. So what would they do prior? They would take.
They would grab a lady by her hair and go, "Get the fuck out of here."
you would meet her in person.
And give me that clip.
My mom,
Chop.
my mom walked into her wedding. This is one of those.
Isn't that a show on TLC?
Yeah.
Wait, what
that's
did
like-
she do to her wedding?
She so she met my dad. They're like, oh, we're kind of like,
Yeah.
I like this guy. Like we're kind of compatible. And then, we can get to America, all that sort of stuff. And then, she walked into the next time they met. She was like, oh, this is my wedding. She's like realized like,
Has
I'm
she
getting
ever
married.
been honest about like her feelings in that moment? Like, was she initially attracted, or was she like how did that work out?
I think at first she was like, but then I mean she
Understandably,
yeah, understandably,
you're in such a
but
crazy situation.
but like she loves my dad. My dad's a good man, so it's
Aw.
like yeah.
That's so nice.
He funded her dreams, so it's like she kind of lucked out.
That's kind of like such a better love story than
It
you
is.
know, like
Oh yeah, it's like they're such
anything I've ever heard.
they're such a cute old couple. They go hiking all the time. Like they do like 10-hour hikes together.
I
They
love
do-
that.
Yeah,
I want that.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's
Put
like,
my bio data out there.
yeah,
Let's do this.
And I will say, because they're arranged, there's more like those rough times. They're like really try to make it work. Like
True.
they're not trying to like get out.
Also, you kind of have customer service because you can just both call your parents and be like, "What the fuck?
yeah,
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
You got HR in your own
It's not
way.
your fault. You can just be like, yeah, what the fuck are you guys? What the hell?
Yeah,
is
and I
this?
bet the advice you get from the parents since they went through it is way more like on the level and just logical than going with like feelings and having like two families that have never dealt with the same.
Yeah.
type of-
Otherwise, it's just you're drunk at a bar one night and you go,
I think I'm gonna fuck it.
He also likes hiking.
yeah.
"We're gonna make it." It's just. I think it's just equally kind of a crap.
Interesting.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was like arranged marriages, like never. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I kind of see I see the value in it.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you qualify for an arranged marriage? Could you be arranged?
As a comedian, there's not a lot of Bengali girls that would be
What?
interested. Yeah. I'd have to be like,
But in
famous,
America-
Right.
for them to even start like right now, like
So do you aspire to be like Akash?
like I'll say this. I'm not trying to.
Better question. Do you aspire to be like Akash like a year and a half ago?
Yeah, prior to like 6
He
months.
did nothing wrong. I stand by. He did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
Hot
not trying
wife is
to.
a kink, by the way. Let's not kink shame. Hot wife is a kink.
Hot wife is a kink.
It's hot wife. It's alpha.
But yeah, like
Brat correction.
I'm not like, I will say like my special right now is doing pretty good. No Bengali people are watching it, and I asked my mom. I was like, they're not going to be like tuned
Damn,
in.
is that one of those countries where if you put like the unlicensed music, they restrict it in that country? Did you ever do a YouTube video where you put like a song like we're not going to show this?
No,
in
it's not one of those
Bengali,
countries.
And you're like,
It's not like
I don't give
Russia.
a fuck.
Yeah,
Play
yeah.
the song.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I would say I'm not like in with the culture yet.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
fucking
I'm
bullshit,
literally
dude.
surrounded by white people all the time and a wall of blacks.
Have you ever gone on like a birthright trip?
No, not yet. I'm gonna go with my dad at one point before
Are
he
you
dies.
really?
That's the thing.
Have you ever gotten dizzy and gone to a porta potty and think you've been on a birthright trip?
You're telling me. I feel like home in here. It reminds me of my culture.
You're telling me though, and I don't know much about Bengali, but it's like I'm an American comedian. I'm working. They need to see you like on TV, or they're gonna be like, "No, I'm just gonna marry this fucking."
Yeah,
guy."
like
I think
you're
they
a
would even
doctor
do
in
it.
Bengali and you'll be like a cab driver in America. Like isn't my status higher? Isn't
but like-
America the foundational ground of like what status is compared to Bengali?
light
Well,
on the hill.
I'm not gonna go marry some third world chick. Like that's not gonna happen.
Oh,
You
so
ain't
you
never
want a
get
lady
third
that's
world
already
pussy?
here?
Yeah, I want a lady that's already here. I'm not gonna
Well,
get
it's
that,
like
yeah.
let's be reasonable.
Yo, my man, you ain't never gonna get that third world pussy.
Yeah, I'm not-
I'm a penny stock guy myself.
I'm not. Oh, where's your wife? Oh, after she gets her polio shot, she'll be over here. I'm not looking for that.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, dude, it might be like investing in Bitcoin at $100 or something. She could blossom into a fucking. You
You
can 10x on your wife.
Yeah,
You
just
were
hold the chick
crazy. That's best case scenario. Lady from the third world. I would be like, no schooling. Not a drop.
Just make sure they got good teeth.
Oh, dude.
You could start asking the mothership to pay you in goats.
I was a third world, no schooling wife, and I would show her. I would educate her myself with like Instagram reels, how like mosquitoes are from like Satan. And they do programs.
I would
Like,
just
don't
do
ever leave
the
this fucking house.
I
Don't
would
ever
just
bit
do
by
the
a-
thumb trick. And then she'd think I was God.
Our daughter married a wizard living in America. They do so much good magics over there.
Yeah, you're fucking up, dude. You gotta go. Bro,
You gotta
that's
go just
crazy.
straight village.
Go to the
Just
source,
straight,
bro. Go to the motherfucking source.
Maybe. But yeah, the
Awesome.
Did they know about the JRE in Bangladesh? Hit them with a link, man.
with the 3 legs.
Timestamp a good clip, dude.
Yeah, even in America, even like a Bengalese American, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that hasn't worked out for me. Pretty much every. I dated one Hindu girl. That was interesting. But other than that, it's been all white chicks.
I read a book. Well, Let life hands you lemons.
You make lemonade.
But yeah, I read a book about like older, like, you know, in India specifically, wedding practices. And that was kind of like, yeah, as a young girl at like 12, your husband would be decided and they would just be like, you got to live in their house. And you would just live under your future husband's mother, who would like kind of haze you and like see what you were made of and bully you. And if you got pregnant with a son, they would finally be like, hey, we love you.
We love you. Right.
If you had a daughter, they would be like, fucking bitch.
Oh,
They would like hate you.
Being a firstborn son in a Brown family, fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking sick.
No, dude, they would be like, for real. It'd be like, you were literally worthless. You'd be there like Cinderella style doing chores and you get pregnant. They'd be like, let's see, it was a girl. They'd be like, ugh, you fucking piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like being trans in the South. Get out.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah. Arguably worse.
Yeah.
Arguably worse.
Yeah, there's no. If you're
Nothing
if you're
worse.
trans in the South, you can go somewhere. If you're just in that situation, you're just stuck with a mother-in-law
But
that hates you.
what about the women that are born in those scenarios? Could they like run away? Is there like a underground railroad for like
probably.
women, children?
Yeah, right into a fucking brothel.
Yeah, probably. But yeah.
What are you talking about?
The
No
end
one's
result
like-
isn't probably not great at all.
Yeah, those are free. No way. You're just gonna go right into a fucking like, you know.
There's no like Bengali freedom fighters of like trying to free the women from.
Well, I mean now Bangladesh is way more modern. This is we're talking about like
yeah,
older.
Oh,
times.
I guess I was talking to you about your book.
Yeah, this was this
What
is
book?
The book you said you read.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
that was bad. That was like in the early days. Like
I'll say this:
15.
my mom is a third of 9 brothers and sisters, and she was the last arranged marriage. So like everything after that was like more agency and stuff.
Oh really?
Is that, do y'all use that dill mills thing? Like I heard of something called dill mill, where it's like kind of arranged like.
No, that's just Indian Tinder.
Is there something where like parents are on the app too, though?
Well, I'll say
called
this:
Dill
like
Mill?
Dill Mill is Indian Tinder basically. It's like it's for Desi
Oh my God,
people.
imagine the DMs.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Your
all-
phone has smoke coming out of it.
It's all. It's crazy. All Bob's, all the games.
I'm gonna start a car company that just runs on those. Just a phone with a bunch of horny Indian people.
When you're creating your account, and you put in female. It goes, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?"
So Dill Mill is Indian Tinder, and like
I didn't know that.
in that there are a lot of parents, not everyone, but a fair amount of them are their parents are running their kids' account trying to find someone.
What?
That's part of it. But you could just be
Catfishing people.
you could just be in there.
Oh,
You
so
could
it's
just be in there.
parents chatting each other. Being
Sometimes,
like, "Yo, looking
sometimes.
fucking good.
Yeah.
What are you doing later on?
Like when those pedophile hunters act like children to catch pedophiles, but it's
Yeah.
Indian
It's like,
parents.
It's like Chris Hansen, but at the end you get married.
Come
It's like
over,
yeah.
come over, and I would be making milk and cookie.
Sure, it'd be funny to do a Chris Hansen show where there's no age of consent, and the guy shows up, and you go, "Yeah, here, fuck this." Here you go. You're legally within your right. There you go. I'm still gonna read your text messages.
Not so horny now, are you?
Welcome to Catch a Husband.
Damn, Dill Mill. I know Dill Mill was. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, yeah, but that's still mostly just regular Desi people.
Can you go on
talking to
Dill
each other.
Mill and be like, "No, I know I'm talking to the mother. I'm trying to smash you."
I mean, most likely you're talking to the person. That's what he's talking about is very rare, but does
so
exist.
it's just like a landline on an app.
Yes,
Could be their
yeah.
mom
What's
picking up.
what's the word play? What is dill mill? Is dill mill short for something like dudes I'd like to milk? Or what's the cultural significance
I
of the name?
actually don't know. It's probably something Hindi, but I don't know Hindi very well. Or
it's
Hindi
not
at all.
Yeah, it's not the spice. Dill's not a real prevalent spice. And
Yeah, and they probably don't call it dill. It probably means something. We could chat GPT it, but I guess
True.
we'll just
No.
never know. I guess we'll just
Please
never
don't.
know.
That'd be really probably a lot more fun to speculate.
Yeah.
yeah, just make up an answer, and we'll go. Well, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Those kind of
Hearts meeting.
Hearts meeting.
hearts meeting.
Hearts.
That's
Hearts
crazy.
meeting.
Oh,
the
that's
Dill Mill.
nice.
Hearts meeting is nice, man. I like that.
What
See,
does
that's what happens
Tinder
when you
mean?
get the elders involved. They come up with a nice nerd.
Yeah, Hearts meeting is
Tinder,
So what is
Tinder is what you use to create a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been on the apps forever and you've never once stopped to think what it means. That's crazy.
Not a lot going on up here. Interesting. Now, what's soul
Yeah,
swipe mean?
Hey Tim, I retain semen, not knowledge.
Doctor said I need
uh,
back shots for my mind.
I think Grindr is based on what your parents do and you tell them. They gnash their teeth and weep. They gnash their teeth and weep. That's what that's based on.
It's what they think you should do when how you should die. Put the grinder. Making me sick.
Dill Mill's kind of the opposite of Grinder, where a Grinder, like you can like there's like they'll show you like how many feet away you are from somebody. Dill Mill, they'll like send you people in like the UK and like they send you people everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. There's a big like one of the preferences you can state that's pretty high is like whether or not you'd be willing to relocate.
But I couldn't join Dill Mill as a white.
You probably could. What would I don't know what brown person would be looking for a white person on Dill Mill. That seems, but you can try it.
Yeah, you can also go the Trudeau route. Justin Trudeau. He didn't go. Trudeau did go blackface, but he also went like brownface kind of.
No, he went brownface.
Yeah,
He
brown
went
face.
He was like an
brownface.
Indian guy.
Yeah, Trudeau.
He didn't do blackface. He did brownface.
I
What,
think he also
what
did-
about
I think he did a
rebooting
couple
Soul
faces.
Man, but as brownface?
Soul Man.
Remember that movie?
That's the one where he does blackface to get into
the guy-
Harvard,
Yeah.
and he learns what it's like to be a black guy.
I'd have to think about that. I'd have to
The
think about that.
the speech at the end is great.
I can't weigh in on that just yet.
I'm not
You guys
asking
see
you
all
to
the
fund it. Matt, how about you executive produce?
No, I'm tied up right now. I have a movie I want to make. I'm gonna do Nollywood, Nigerian Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a movie for like 15 grand. So I want to write a movie and then I just write the script and have people in Nigeria just film, star the whole thing, and I'm just
dude,
gonna
that's
put it out on my
genius.
YouTube. That'd be pretty sick. Just like a really wild soap.
So wait, you would have them star in it?
Yeah, I'm not going all the way over there. So I would just have.
Put it up on Fiverr or something.
I would send Lemaire. Lemaire would be the star of my Nollywood.
They would
He'd
carry him around
be a
in
Nollywood-
Nigeria.
He'd be a Nollywood star.
He'd be the pig that gives to someone's wife.
Wow.
You marry my daughter, you get one Lemaire.
Austin 0. He's on board.
You guys really don't mess around up there, do you?
Everywhere we go is like the cellar table. Yeah, you never know where
Wow,
the bullets
mister, you guys really are a different breed up there. Well, hot damn. I think we made it to an hour. You guys, I knew this would be such a fun time.
This was so fun.
Such a fun time.
This is great.
You guys fucking ruled.
I'm grateful.
We're gonna do the Patreon next. So if you guys want to stick. If you guys want to leave, totally fine.
I'm here.
You can
Can't wait. I'd love to. Lemaire, go ahead and drop the pig blood on Ian, please. Real quick, hurry up. Running out of time.
Are you gonna roll right into it, or can I grab a
I'm gonna
smoke?
pee. Yeah, take your time. I'm gonna take a pee. We'll take a little break and we'll head into the Patreon. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Watch new episodes of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast on Spotify. Do it.
Yeah. It's very good. And I listened to that and I just wanted to share a moment with everybody and I regret it very much.
You should.
Well, you learned. And
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
We try to.
It'll go away. It'll never.
Yeah, it's not forever, so that's good.
Well, thanks for coming here and doing this. I'm
honored to be here.
pleased. We're honored. For real. I've been really happy about this. So it's just pumping me up. And apparently, so you are because they've been trying to say you're totally out of it, but now you guys have had you guys are on all the ballots now in all the 52 states.
No, we're on the ballots in 14 states. We got on Texas today. We needed Texas the hardest one because you have 45 days to get 100,000 signatures. But we found here what we're finding elsewhere. It's incredibly easy for us to get signatures. So we got 250,000 signatures, which we try to get at least double what we need because the DNC and the RNC are going to come in and try to go through every signature and try to, exclude them.
Really? So they take that very seriously.
Yeah, they're going to
not,
try. Their strategy is to keep us off the ballot.
Yeah.
They're trying to save democracy by destroying it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, that's
that
my
makes
fault.
sense.
I totally, for some reason, I must have got misinfoed. I thought it was
No,
a
but
200.
we've done the hard states. We're going to get on the ballot, and I think they're beginning to realize that now. Yeah, we've done really effectively all the hard states. We're not on the other really hard state is New York, where you need 45, you have 45 days to get 45,000, but there's these other provisos that you have to get them from certain counties and certain congressional districts, a certain amount. And we had a firm come in that we hired to do our, ballot signatures. So we had 100,000 volunteers in the state. And then we had a firm come in that was charging us, but we suspect that the firm was actually secretly working for the DNC. And they did things to invalidate almost all the ballots they collected, that if we had not discovered it early, it would have sunk us. So we're about to file litigation against them.
If only it was a mail-in vote, I think they would take it less seriously.
So you have to get per state. You have to get a certain amount of signatures to be on the ballot. Is that how it works?
Every state.
Jeez. Okay.
This is what I always thought, and correct me if I'm wrong. I always thought it was a bad move by the DNC to try to get you off the ballot because I thought you might take more votes away from what otherwise would be a Trump voter. What do you think of that?
I take more votes away from Trump than I do from Biden at this point. So we've polled our own people, and we take about 57% of the people who are our supporters who we poll say that if I drop out of the race, they'll vote for President Trump, which is why President Trump now has opened up all the firepower against me. But we also did a poll. We did the biggest poll ever done, at least in this presidential race. A typical poll like the Quinnipiac poll, or the Harvard-Harris poll, the Siena poll, the Gallup poll has from 1,200 to usually 2,200 people that they interview. We surveyed 26,000 people. The poll has a margin of error of virtually zero. So anybody who does that poll would end up with the same results. And it was very interesting because what it shows is that if I stay in the race, Biden loses. If I get out of the race, Biden loses even worse. He loses 2 extra states, Maine and Virginia. We did every state. And if Biden dropped out of the race, I would beat Trump. So Biden cannot beat Trump, but I will beat Trump. I don't beat him by much. I beat him by 3 electoral votes, but Biden loses catastrophically to him. And then if Trump dropped out, which of course will never happen, but then I beat Biden in a landslide. So I beat President Biden. I take 39 states and he only gets 11. So I'm actually in a different position nobody's ever been in history, which is a third-party candidate who in a head-to-head race will beat either of the candidates from the major parties.
Damn, and they won't debate you at this point. Neither of them will.
Well, the debates are scheduled after the conventions. So there's a presidential debate commission, and it has scheduled 3 debates. The first one is in September 18th. And if I meet certain metrics, which the big metric is 15% in recent polling, then I will be on the debate stage, and I should meet that metric. So they should have to debate me. I mean, they should debate me anyway because of because my favorability ratings are better in every poll. My favorability ratings are better than either President Biden or President Trump. So if they want to do the right thing, they would debate me. So but I don't think they. Do you think President Biden is going to debate?
I don't think he'll debate.
I don't think he can.
I think they'll say that if they debate Trump, that's a threat to democracy, and they won't dignify Trump with a debate.
Yeah, they'll say that they're legitimizing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird since he's already been president.
He's a criminal though. Yeah, he's going to jail. But so how do you deal with because you get crushed all the time in the media for just I followed it from a long time for they were saying you communicate with your dead ancestors, which every different thing I've seen, if you read it for 2 seconds, it's oh, you're talking about a meditative exercise. That if anyone else said it, it'd be oh, that's actually really nice. So how do you, what are some of the weirdest characterizations or whatever you've had? And how do you deal with that?
Well, they've applied everything to me. I mean, anti-Semitic, racist, talks of my dead ancestors, anti-vax, anti-science. I mean, we should make a list of them. This week, it's that I have a brain worm, which was actually true.
Got you.
That is a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Brainworms, tough.
Yeah, that was I think 13 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was in a deposition when I for my divorce, and I think it was 12 or 13 years ago, and the New York Times went it back and dug up that deposition.
Wait, she brought it up in the divorce hearings?
You know, I don't know. It was in a deposition.
It's a good move by her.
For sure.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
He's got fucking brain worm.
Yeah, but I forget the context in which it was brought up. But at that time, I was having a lot of brain fog, and I was having trouble with word retrieval. And so a guy who was a buddy of mine, he was actually a guy I was in prison with for the summer of 2001. I was in maximum security prison, and he was my cellmate. He's the head of the biggest labor union in the country, Dennis Rivera. This was when we were put in jail for protesting Vieques, the bombing of Vieques, and I had won. I had been the attorney for the people of Vieques at that time. And we were good friends, and because he was the head of the hospital's union, he had a lot of contacts in the hospital, and I told him that I was having this trouble, and he said, I'm going to get you in for a CAT scan. He got me in for a CAT scan. The CAT scan showed a black dot in my brain, and they said it was a tumor. They said it's got to be a tumor. My uncle had died only a couple of months before from glioblastoma, which is a brain tumor. And my Uncle Teddy, had been on the chairman of the health committee in the United States Senate for 50 years. So we had really good contacts in the medical community. And we, at that point, because they had all been involved, the best oncologists and neurologists in the country had been involved in treating him. So they were all on the speed dial and, family phones. So I was able to take these films and send them around to the best doctors in the world, and they all said, yeah, it's a brain tumor. And then I had to get surgery, and I was going to use the same surgeon that Teddy did, which is this guy in North Carolina at Duke. And I was going in to pick up my films on the Monday, and I was scheduled for surgery on the Tuesday, which I was not looking forward to. And there was a young doctor, an Irish doctor, who was sitting in the office where my films were at Columbia Presbyterian. And we struck up a conversation. It was about Ireland and stuff. And he said to me, what are you here for? And I said, I got a brain tumor. And he said, can I look at your films? And I said, yeah. So he put them up on the light board. And he stared at him for a long time. And meanwhile, we'd had literally the best surgeons in the world looking at these. And this is this young kid, and he looks at it and looks at it, and he said, and then he turns to me and he said, I don't think you've earned surgery. And I was like, tell me more. And he said, there's something about this. I don't think it's a tumor. He said, what you should do is measure it really precisely, and then 6 weeks later, measure it again. If it's a tumor, it'll grow. If it's not a tumor, it's something else. So I went back every 6 weeks for the next 6 months, and it never grew. And then at the end, he said, it's probably this thing called neurocystic sarcosis, which is like a form of a tapeworm that gets in your brain. He said, it's dead. It's not in there, or you'd see it. But apparently it's very common in India, and I had traveled a lot in India, because of my work. It's also common in the hog industry, and I had been suing the hog farms for 10 years.
Pig suing.
So I don't know exactly where I got it, but anyway, it's dead.
What part of your brain was it in?
It was on my left side in the front.
Okay, so I think that
I don't
part
know.
it's not super important for what I know about brains. Front is important, and like the bottom Pretty important. Sides are just like memory and
the worm-
balance. You don't need that. You don't need that.
The worm was you couldn't remember words. It was eating the words. What was this? A bookworm?
No. I don't actually think the worm was causing me
I
any
sat
problem.
on that for 5 minutes. Pause.
So that was the theory, though.
I don't think it was. Because at the same time, I found out that I had huge mercury levels. So I had 10 times the amount of mercury that EPA considers safe. When I chelated out the mercury, all my cognitive issues were resolved. And so I don't even think that the brainworm, I don't know what the brainworm did. You know, I mean, a doctor told me at one point, he said, you could lose 10 IQ points and you'll never know it.
True.
He said, even people around you won't really notice it. So I don't know, you know, do you think you're as smart today as you were when you were a kid?
I don't know. I can't tell. I think I'm smarter, but I might.
You've gotten smarter.
I got Audible. Audible helped me a lot. I was pretty dumb. Now
I've gotten significantly
Yeah,
dumber.
Audible is good.
Audible is good.
You think you've gotten smarter?
No, I've gotten dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that from the drinking? And
Yeah, probably alcohol, lack of sleep for a long time. That'll do it. Stress. It's incredible.
Well,
Stress.
I know this, that my kids seem a lot smarter than I was, and they think they're smarter than I was. So,
Yeah, they have the leg up though. They have the benefit of how smart you are. Then you raise them with your level of smartness, so they get more smartness. I went to school for psychology for a year. Well, here's a question. This always kind of cracks me up, but because I'm like been fascinated with like how you're portrayed and all this stuff. And the thing that really kind of cracks me up is when people are like, oh, like you're coming on these positions, you're grifting, you're trying to get supporters. But then the things they're hitting you for are like, again, vaccines, wildlife preservation. It's like if you were truly grifting, I feel like you would just be like, we got to fund Ukraine. We need more vaccines. Like you could rise to the top of the Democratic Party tomorrow, I guess, if you were like, I love Ukraine. We got to fund the war. We got to do this. We got to do that. And then you get accused of like
when I took
grifting
my
on
position
fringe
on
stuff.
when I took my position on Ukraine, which was the beginning of the campaign, it was 86% of Americans supported the war in Ukraine. So it was not like a proper position.
Yeah.
People recently started saying this about me because my official position changed on the abortion issue. And so they said, well, he flip-flopped on that. But, I don't think anybody really seriously accused me of being a flip-flopper for the reason that you say, that I've taken very, very unpopular positions and stuck with them. And what I say is, there's no way that you can change my mind by calling me names or by criticizing me or by marginalizing or vilifying me. You can always change my mind with facts. If you tell me I'm wrong about it, show me that I'm wrong about something, about one of my presumptions, I'm going to change my mind. And that's what happened with the abortion thing. So, my position on abortion was that it should always be a woman's choice, right up to the very end. And my assumption was that any abortion that occurs during the ninth month, in ninth month, you're basically killing a child, right? My presumption was that no woman's going to deliberately carry a child for 9 months and then 2 days before it's born abort it. Who would do that? So it could only be in instances where the mother's life was at stake, or there was some other, overwhelming medical issue involved. And that it shouldn't be up to a bureaucrat of the state to dictate the outcome of those kind of decisions. It should be up to the mother, her relationships with her family, her conversations with her pastor, with her doctors, etc. It's a very difficult decision. I don't want a bureaucrat making it. But then I learned I was wrong, that there are actually a huge amount, comparatively, of elective abortions at that time. And my belief is that, the state at that time, you've got a wholly formed, viable child, that the state has some interest in protecting that baby. So as you guys know, you come from presumably Irish Catholic families.
Yeah.
My family is split about this, about, right to life, right to choice. I've been a medical freedom advocate. I've been I've been the leading advocate in the country for medical autonomy, freedom of choice. So I think the woman should always choose, but in this case, if it's a fully formed baby, that the state does have some interest in protecting that life.
Yeah, but that's kind of, for me, that's kind of your charm, where you'll like wade into these very murky waters where most times it's just like a one word answer, like I'm for blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you're like kind of actually going into it being like, well, I support medical autonomy. And they're like, what about a late term abortion? You're like, all right, you son of a bitch. Yeah, fine. And they're just like, you blah, blah. So then they just run the story as like, you love to kill babies. That's like kind of the angle they're going on it. And it's like, if you look at it for 5 seconds, you say like every abortion is a tragedy, but I still want every woman to make the decision, not a bureaucracy. And it's like, for me, it drives me nuts to watch that. It's like, damn, this is deciding the future and the policy. It's literally like, it's a form of lying to be like, this is what this guy thinks. And you watch it and you're like, if you watched it just 2 minutes before that, it's not that at all. But and then to say like, well, I saw it and it's like, fuck man, I was wrong. I don't like that. I don't think it's flip-flopping. It's just being like, let me have all the, it's almost an impossibility to expect one person to have the right answer on every major issue in the country. And that's what the president is expected to do.
Start to finish.
Some people just lie. So then presidents just lie, or they just like research, get demographics, and they say, this is what I'm going to say. It's almost like if someone agrees with everything you think, they're probably just lying, So I do applaud your ability to like wade into those waters and be like, here's what I think. You get the data, you go, okay, yeah, shit, all right. I'll think about that, differently. So I don't think it's flip flopping. It's like actually thinking issues through rather than having a team of people be like, say this about that, get the vote, and then business as usual. So I just wanted to commend you. That's all. Give some positive vibes.
Oh, it's interesting living in that space where where I'm getting incoming from both sides, and just and tremendous anger, and from people, and particularly from people that I, knew that I was allied with for many years, and then how to deal with, to internalize that, that kind of criticism. It's easy to deal with it from the outside because it's kind of formulaic about how do I counter this, but it's been interesting, and actually it's been an important experience for me to be in a world where I'm very isolated and where nobody believes you, and to be able to find my own resources and say it's not important what people think of me. It's not my business what other people think of me. My job is to do what I believe is right, and then leave the outcome in God's hands, and to try to be peaceful throughout that.
It's pretty difficult. So how do you do that?
I had an experience.
I could use that myself.
I had this experience
when
I first got sober. I went to a rehab for a while, and my wife came to visit me on January 17th, which is my birthday. And after you get a visitor, they test your urine. And I got a urine test, and it came back positive for alcohol, and not just a little alcohol, but like me walking drunk,
like Gardini Instagram Live.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened?
And then, so they shut down.
Good time, dude. Chill.
The golden shower.
They shut down the unit. So nobody could go out, nobody could have visitors, they couldn't go to the gym. And then they sit in a circle and try to get me to admit that I had drank, but I hadn't drank. So the next day, so they had just like a marathon meeting, and I just said I didn't do it. The next day, they tested me again. I came back positive again. So then they went in and they took away everybody's perfume and their hairspray and anything that might have alcohol. And they were trying to figure out where is he getting that alcohol. And that happened for 13 days in a row. And at one point I said to them, put me on suicide watch, because there was a glass box, where they can put you and observe you 24 hours. I said, put me on that so everybody knows what I'm doing. And then test me. And they said, no.
You just got hammered.
So they
And
didn't put you
finally,
in there.
they just said, "We don't know how you're doing it." The doctor said to me, he said, 5 years from now, you'll come back. If you're still alive, you'll come back and tell us how you did it. And they asked me to leave. And I called up my brother and I said to him, here's what's happening. And he said, you just need to come clean and tell the truth. And then I called up an uncle and he said the same thing. Oh, no. So I was like feeling, okay, there's nobody in the world who believes me right now, but I'm telling the truth. And I just started laughing and I was talking to God and I was saying, it's between you and me and that's all that matters. The only thing that matters is my integrity and I have to be happy with that. And that incident just taught me a lesson that, it doesn't, what other people think of me is not my business. It's not my concern. What my concern with is if I have personal integrity, if I'm living a life of integrity, of character, and that then, we're all in the middle of a dream. We're all in the middle of an adventure. And ultimately, it's God's decision about how it turns out.
Nice. It's respectable. So how do you, okay, I have another question. So with all the, are you familiar with the deaths of despair and all the people who are just either killing themselves, overdosing, that whole phenomenon of the nihilism and how it's kind of spreading? So, and this is just from me watching you, you strike me as a president who also has a pretty directly spiritual view. It's not dogmatically religious from what I can tell. It's more so you seem to have a direct connection with a higher power from, I guess, recovery and all that stuff. As for being the president, or as president, what do you think if you were to be elected? What would your role, or would you take it seriously, trying to kind of combat the pervasive nihilism and how that kind of relates to the deaths of despair and all of the overdoses and stuff? You think that's an important role, and is that possible to even speak to? It's not a policy thing.
I think it's absolutely critical, and we have particularly. This younger generation of kids, Generation X and millennials, who feel completely disconnected. They're disconnected from any kind of hope for their own lives because they're not going to live the way that our generation lived. They know that. They can't afford a house. The central fulcrum of the American dream for my generation was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you're going to be able to finance a home. You're going to be able to raise a family. You're going to take a summer vacation, and you're going to put something aside for your retirement, all with one job. There is nobody in my kids' generation. I have 7 kids. One of them is in a house. The 6 younger ones, who all have good jobs, all went to great schools, none of them have a hope for getting in a home. So part of it is, and there's this poll that was taken in 2013 where Americans under 18 to 35 were asked, are you proud of the United States of America? 85% said yes. The same poll taken 4 months ago, 18% said yes. So somehow that entire generation in the last 2 presidencies has completely lost faith for their future. And I think that's part of the problem, this detachment. But also there is the shattering of community bonds that's occurred, where people are being fragmented, they're being alienated, atomized, and a lot of it has to do with social media and the kind of decline of communication, the decline of social relationships, the destruction of Main Street, with the local, all of these little things that bound us to community, nature, the local store, the hardware store, the bookstore, the relationship, the Boy Scouts, all of the relationships that we had are now that held our country together and that built this idea of community are now being eroded, and we need to build those back. And we build those back by rebuilding our industrial base, by getting people into homes. Because if you're in a home, then you care about your community. You go to the PTA meetings. You go to you care about your police, your fire protection. You're part of a community. You're part of something bigger than yourself. But also you have equity so you can borrow money. And if you have an entrepreneurial impulse, you can pursue it. And this generation, part of going from a nation of owners, from an ownership society to a nation of renters, we go from being citizens to being subjects, and they see that happening to themselves. And, all of this alienation and dispossession that you see in that generation is this confluence of economic factors and the social media that are just driving people apart, and all the bonds that once held together are gone. One of the things I'm going to do is start these wellness farms, and that's going to be my big Peace Corps program. Right now, the biggest industry in rural areas is prisons. And I'm going to start building these wellness farms where kids can go and reconnect with the communities, where there's no cell phones, there's no screens, people raise organic food. They can attend if they want 12-step meetings, but it's their recovery areas. People can get off of SSRIs, they can get off of benzos, they can get off of illegal drugs. Go there for as long as they need to go and recover. I went to the model for this place in Italy called San Padrignanos, where they have 2,000 kids, and it's about several thousand acres. They have a vineyard, they have kennels where people learn how to take care of animals for, as part of an employment. They have a bakery that's a prize-winning bakery. They have a winemaking facility that's, produces some of the best wines in Europe. They have a furniture factory, they have an apparel factory, they have wallpaper painting, and they have traditional artisans who are teaching these kids a trade. And when they leave, they have something. They're placed in a job when they leave. There's a place in Salt Lake called The Other Side, which is based upon that model, and they're doing the exact thing in downtown Salt Lake. And they have 300 ex-cons there, a lot of them drug addicts. And they run one of the biggest storage companies in Utah. They own a moving company. They own a lot of little companies, and they teach these people how to be reliable, how to show up on time, how to talk to other human beings, how to keep a bank account, all of the skills that you need to be part of a community and part of society. And we need to reparent this generation of kids and restore them. We're spending, right now over $100 billion on Ukraine. And we have a crisis in this country that is, that we're ignoring. And we're losing this generation of kids. And, I'm going to put an end to that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's something I always worry about too. It doesn't seem like it's going very well for a lot of people.
Yeah, but you love the Donbass region.
The what?
The Donbass region.
What's
Matt's
Donbass?
obsessed with it. That's why he keeps giving all that money to Ukraine. The last thing we want is Russia to get the Donbass region.
I am on a hamster wheel. That's all I podcast for, is to send more money to the Donbass.
My son went over there.
Yeah, I knew that.
Connor.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's practicing law now in New York. I mean, in LA, he's living with me, which is great. He's got a very, very beautiful Brazilian girlfriend who's a pop singer.
Awesome.
I think they may be getting married.
Hell
This
yeah.
is all private conversation, right?
So wait, why can't we be friends with Russia?
With Russia.
Yeah. I don't understand why we can't just be
I think
friends.
we should. I think we can be. I think
I
we.
think it's
you know,
important.
what?
I think it's very important.
Yeah, I think it's really important too. And that's, they lost the Cold War.
Yeah.
And, the most important diplomat in modern American history is a guy called George Kennan. And he's the architect of the containment policy after World War II. And he said, in 1996, 1997, when the Clinton administration began extending NATO to the east, to putting it in all these former Soviet bloc countries, he said, you can't do that. You're treating Russia like the enemy, and it is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to turn them into the enemy, because if you treat them that way, they're going to have to arm and they're going to have to defend themselves. We should be inviting them into the market. We should be inviting them into, Western life. And I think we lost a big opportunity there. And I'm not saying Putin is a good guy, because he isn't, but the Russian people like us, and
Yeah, they love our culture.
yeah,
I truly don't understand it.
the same is true of Iran, by the way. I mean, Iranians are, love the United States. You know, I read this poll recently that the favorite television show for Iranian teenagers was Oprah.
Nice.
That's awesome. You know, they're not exactly like American teenagers, but they have
That's really funny. There's like 40-year-old women.
They're like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, it's like just open up trade and just, be cool. I don't know. Russia for real is like
Russia scares me. I've told you every night I've been listening to this book. It's called A Nuclear War Scenario.
yeah.
It's terrifying. It's the scariest book I've ever read, and it's like
Yeah,
why are we
messing around?
why are we even coming close to the idea
Yeah.
of this? It's the end of the world.
And people assume that we've got the best nuclear arsenal in the world. And the Russians
do.
Yeah, I think they've got 2,500 more weapons than we do. But they have much better weapons. They have better defensive
The
weapons.
thing that's really scary about the book is it talks about Russia's like Tundra, their early weapons, what's that, like early detection technology is like kind of subpar. So if we just launch any missiles, they have no idea. And they're like, that could be 100 missiles. It could be at Russia. We have to preemptively strike.
Oh no.
It's a nightmare. And I don't know.
But they
That's
got the
a
best
nightmare.
nukes.
And we
They have
have,
the most, yeah.
we have if they do launch, or if there is a mistaken launch.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
This one, Amaryllis, who's my daughter-in-law who runs my campaign, she was a CIA agent for many years. But she says, if that's at 3:00 in the morning and President Biden, they wake him up and he has 7 minutes to make the call. And he's got
That's all I've been thinking about the whole book. For real.
he's got 6 guys pushing him through a tunnel at full speed.
And he has to make, he's
And
the one.
during that period, while he's still running through the tunnel, he has to make the call: do you fire back or not?
Do you end the entire world or not?
Yeah.
It's
terrible.
It's so scary, dude. The book's so scary.
I didn't even think about accidents.
Yeah, I mean, it happened once. It happened in the Soviet Union. I think it's like in the 80s. This Russian guy, the Soviet guy, saw it was a radar malfunction, and he was like, America launched. And I guess that it was only 10 missiles. And he was like, it would be more than that if they really wanted to do it. I'm not going to tell anyone. And he was right. There was no actual
Did he
launch.
get court-martialed or something?
I'm not sure. I think he eventually
One
got...
of those guys got court-martialed.
He got considered, yeah, his nickname's like the guy who saved the planet. Because he did. Because
by
his
being like,
real
yeah.
job was to say, yes, they launched. And he was like,
I don't know.
this is like a big responsibility to end the world right now or not.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's very scary.
Yeah, that's
And
terrifying.
I never thought, it reminds me of that Trump speech. He was like, it's the N-word. You ever see that?
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest speeches.
What is it?
He's doing a rally and he's like, I guess Trump he came to the conclusion that it's very serious to even discuss nuclear weapons. And he's giving a rally and he's like, there's a new N-word. And everyone's like, Jesus
Come on, man.
Christ,
Come on.
dude. And he's like, no, not the other one. It's like, God damn it, dude.
I don't know. I think it was 2 years ago. Your producer will probably be on top of this.
He's looking at girls on
was-
Instagram.
Where Hawaii
Yeah.
got
I
that
remember
notice.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember that there had been a launch, that there was incoming, and everybody should run into their bomb shelters,
Yeah.
which
Which will do nothing. Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. But now too, if we're friends with Russia, they might be like, you just like me because of my nukes.
True.
is what
They might just be like, you just like me because of my nukes. Russia might just be kind of
It
like,
is true, though.
You don't even
we
really
have to
like
like
me.
them. If they didn't have nukes, we wouldn't have to like them. But it's important we like them.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. I worry about the the organization of the world at like the
That's-
highest of levels. It seems kind of terrifying.
That's what I hated about like when Trump went to North Korea and was becoming close with Putin and all that. It's like don't try to divide. Like that's good. I don't care. That's good. That's better than them having animosity towards
He should
us.
be a permanent diplomat to
Apparently
totalitarian.
people like him.
Yeah, he's great at it.
If elected, will you send him to North Korea to this?
yeah.
Yeah. He needs
Good
to be.
idea.
Yeah. He needs to be friends over there. Send him and Rodman.
True.
Ever experienced the agony of harsh smoke, throat burning, or coughing attacks when smoking cannabis? The struggle is real, but the solution is chili. That's right. I'm talking about the smoothest way to light up, and that's with Freeze Pipe. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, and bongs that are 80% colder than using ice cubes to chill smoke. The magic is in freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Simply pop the chamber in the freezer.
What?
I read it every week.
Don't laugh.
I'm sorry.
We're in the middle of a presidential
Simply
interview.
pop the chamber in the freezer for 1 hour, and the smoke passes through. It's instantly chilled by over 300 degrees, so every puff arrives ice cold and cough free.
That's nice.
It does, dude. They work. That's all I can say. I've done it. They're fantastic. American owned and with over 100,000 happy customers, Freeze Pipe uses the thickest glass and market-leading glycerin chambers for a smoother experience you have to feel to believe. Ditch harsh smoke forever by visiting thefreezepipe.com. Use code DRENCHED for 10% off your order. That's thefreezepipe.com and code DRENCHED for 10% off. Shop today for free shipping and smoke like royalty without paying a king's ransom.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's important.
It's also funny. This is in the middle of an RFK interview.
I know. I was thinking that.
Let's take a break from talking to a presidential candidate and let's talk about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It is the most fun and exciting way to get in on the action. Oh, I thought you were laughing about something.
No.
While you watch your favorite sports and players, you just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this playoff basketball season is the most simple way to get in on the action. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks offers injury insurance so that your lineups they stay in play even if one of your players gets injured this basketball season. That's nice.
Yeah, that is.
If you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, Prize Picks will have your back and not count that as a loss.
Hell yeah.
Personal endorsement. I love it.
You got any more picks? You nailed it.
I mean,
dude.
I nailed it last week with DiVincenzo, but Kyrie's at 22.5. Luka's at 28.
I go Kyrie.
No, you mean
Above
more.
more. My bad. Can't say that. More.
More.
I go more.
You're going more on Kyrie?
Yeah.
They're
Go
playing,
more.
who are they playing? OKC, that's right. What's Gillis Alexander at? Is he on there? Don't be sorry, Sean.
Yeah, check it out, man.
Jesus Christ.
They do points, rebounds, and assists, and it's 44.5. That's pretty good.
Can I take the line?
combined.
Can I go
I'm
some
going to
more
go
or less?
Gilgis. I'm going Gilgis.
Gilgis.
More.
More.
Nice. What
All
about
right.
rebounds? Can I do something else on rebounds?
Yeah, you totally.
It combines them. So you're taking Kyrie. Oh, wait. So Kyrie's 22 all combined?
No, they do just points as well.
Oh, okay.
That's the only option
Betting
they
on
have
some
for
or
Gilgis
doing
is
more or less on some bounds would be nice.
You can more or less bounce.
I want more or less on some bounds.
Who you more or less on bounce?
Sean Bradley.
All right.
Kyrie for sure.
Download the app today and use code DRENCHED for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the Prize Picks app and use code DRENCHED for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Fantastic. Here we go. Oh, yes. Shout out to our favorite sponsor, True Classic, for making us fellas look and feel good no matter how we move. Elevate your style this summer with True Classic, where timeless pieces meet modern comfort. Our favorite sponsor, True Classic,
You have
is
a
here to
timeless
help.
piece.
Is here to help you make it a summer to remember in clothes that you will never forget. Say goodbye to old, worn-out tees and hello to True Classic's ultra-comfortable essentials range, from fitted t-shirts, athleisure, jeans, sweaters, outerwear, and more. Make it a True Classic. Whether you're hitting the gym, relaxing at home, or exploring the globe, True Classic has you covered. They've already helped over 2 million men look great in their apparel, and now you can save big while you do so. Dude, honestly, True Classic has been storming my closet, and they might be my favorite tees out of all the tees.
True.
Hand on the Bible.
True.
When I put them on, if I closed my eyes and did just like a field test, I've been loving True Classics.
Classic.
I've been looking for the most comfortable tee, I should say. I almost said most expensive. I'm looking for the most comfortable. And
It's going to be important to find a nice and comfortable tee, especially down here in the Texas sun.
I've been trying different tees, and they're actually very, very comfortable. For a limited time only, get 25% off when you shop now with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/drenched. Designed to accentuate your best features, True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest, with just the right amount of room in the midsection. The best part is that True Classic sells premium products at an affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. Looking to dress up? Explore the short sleeve button-ups for a relaxed yet polished summer look. Pair them with True Classics authentic jeans for a laid-back vibe that never goes out of style. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/MSSP and save up to 25% off your first order. Discover the perfect blend of summer vibes and timeless elegance with True Classic. Shop now and elevate your summer wardrobe with ease.
Please elevate your summer wardrobe.
Also, I'll be in Indianapolis this weekend. Please come to Indianapolis. And then the Comedy Works, Denver. I'll be in Denver as well. Come to Denver and then go to mattmccusker.com for other places I'll be at doing stand-up. Please.
Yeah, ShaneMGillis.com for shows. And also May 23rd, tires.
You.
Thank you.
That's got to be crazy too, because you don't really have like a broadcast home where like Trump was getting kind of defended by Fox for a while, then like MSNBC would slam him, and Biden, they would, MSNBC would defend Biden. You get attacked from pretty much every major news organization, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of these new networks like News Nation that give me a platform.
The Hill,
The Hill, they like me, but then they turned on me on Gaza.
Oh yeah.
But I like watching them. I think that they're trying to play it straight. That they don't have an ideology really. But
can I ask, what was it that they turned on you for Gaza?
well, they the woman who's on that show, Brianna, who was I think she was Bernie's press secretary, and she feels like she accepts the narrative that Israel. My understanding is that Israel has no legitimacy in the region, and that it doesn't have a right to defend itself, and that the war is in Gaza is sort of a war of aggression by Israel, and that they should be out.
Right. Yeah, you caught a lot of heat about the Israel stuff. Again, which goes to the, if you wanted to just read the room and just do the talking points, you could just be like, bam, 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 and get out and be the man.
That's a tough one. There's no real talking points on Israel.
Yeah, but if you were younger voters,
it's two clashing narratives. But
yeah,
the younger voters, the people of the anti-war movement, the left wing of the Democratic Party that was kind of starting to lean toward me. A lot of those people are believe that they're helping Palestine by supporting Hamas, which I don't think is a good way to look at it. I think you have to separate Hamas from Palestinians. I consider myself extremely pro-Palestinian, and I think leaving Gaza in the hands of Hamas is a non-starter. It means that nobody can really rebuild Gaza. It means that Hamas continues operating their kleptocracy there, and training the kids to hate, to kill, to invade Israel. I don't see that it's there's been 5 ceasefires, and every one of them Hamas has used to rearm, to regroup, to hoist the banner, and to attack again. And Hamas says that's what we're going to do. We're going to do October 7th, October 7th, October 7th until Israel's gone. Oh, they don't want any territorial concessions. There's nothing you can negotiate. In fact, in their charter, they have a number of provisions that say even negotiating with Israel is a violation of Islamic law. So I don't see how you sit down and how you just stop fighting if they've declared war. They've since 2006, they've shot an average of 2,000 missiles a year at Israel. This war has been going on for 21 years. It really started in 2001. And I don't see, that you just stop fighting. I don't understand it.
I heard a rumor that Netanyahu funded Hamas. You ever hear that rumor?
Israel did not create Hamas. Yep. Hamas created itself, but Netanyahu has approved the funding of Hamas through Qatar, at least $1.5 billion and probably closer to $5 billion. And you don't have to speculate about his motives. Part of his motives was to keep peace. And this is what he'll say. We were buying them off to try to stop them from attacking us. But he also said very clearly at one point that it's better to support Hamas because as long as Hamas exists, they can't, the Gazan Palestinians won't make common cause with the West Bank, which is, because the Palestinian Authority, which runs the West Bank, is antagonistic to Hamas. And to keep them apart assures that there won't be a two-state solution. So I think Netanyahu was, part of his motive was to sabotage a two-state solution. And people say, okay, well, that was what he was doing, and therefore we should condemn all of Israel. But, he's one guy.
Yeah.
And, when George Bush and Dick Cheney were running this country, they did some pretty sketchy stuff, including invade a country that did nothing to us.
Yeah.
And destroy it. And yet, we don't all hate America and say that we have no right to exist.
Fair point. That's a pretty fair point. Yeah, it's one of those things. I always try to read about it, and no matter what I read, it's like swayed one way or the other deeply, and you're like, they get me all the time. But I know a lot of the independent younger YouTubers are pro-Palestine. But
yeah. The Dave Smith had a good one. Our friend Dave Smith, he's a libertarian Jewish man.
Oh, I know Dave
on
Smith.
show,
I debated him.
right.
I did our debate with him on Palestine.
He had a good tweet about it the other day about how the media now, like the media allowed, like the BLM, the protests that they got pretty wild. They were all supporting that, but the second college students almost entirely peacefully protesting Israel, they are condemning across the board almost. And he was like, the reason it's simple is because the BLM protests made Trump look bad. The Palestine-Israel conflict makes Biden look bad. And that's why the media is clearly, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I don't think I have a question there, but.
No, it was a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I think.
Yeah, no,
Did
I read the
articulate
same
that, or
thing.
am
I liked it
foolish?
too.
Yeah.
No, I liked it too. And it is true. It is kind of nuts.
What do you think of that?
I mean,
Because-
I think people should be able to peacefully protest. And, that's part of the right of being an American. So, when, at some point, as though those protests become across the line, if you block students from going to class, if you block Jewish students from going to class, if you're occupying buildings, if you're trespassing, the university has a right to, to discipline you. The rights are very different if you're on a state school campus, because the state really should not be censoring anybody on the First Amendment. But if you're in a private school campus and you have community guidelines that protect, for example, non-white students, the same protection should be given to Jewish students.
Yeah, it sucks because the thing they do that I don't like with the Israel debates, if you're like, I don't like what Israel's doing in this case, or like you're anti-Semitic, you hate the Jews, and it's like, dude, I truly don't. But that's the one trap I think they fall into, where it's like, you must hate Jewish people, and it's like, no, dude, I just think that one particular instance is kind of bad. So
Yeah,
it's tough.
I feel like Israel is a democracy. It's the only democracy in the Mideast. And that, part of the duty of living in a democracy is that you criticize your own government, and that we all have I don't know if an obligation, but we all have a right to criticize the government of Israel without being anti-Semitic. I think it turns into anti-Semitism when you're applying a double standard, when you're judging Israel by standards that you're not judging the neighboring countries or West Bank or Gaza. If you say, Israel is guilty of genocide, which clearly it is not. Israel, there were in 1948 when the Palestinians left Israel, 750,000 of them left. There's now 7.2 million. So it's the opposite of genocide. And if you look at the surrounding countries during that war, those countries expelled their Jewish populations. There's many of those countries, for example, Jordan, where there's not a single Jew. And the countries that still have, there's only, I think, 15,000 Jews remaining in all of those countries. And that is a genocide, and it's continuing. And those countries are also committing genocide, many of them against Christians, like real, organized, systematic, we're going to kill you if you don't leave. And that's not true in Israel. Israel, if you're a Palestinian in Israel, there's 1.8 million Palestinians who have Israeli citizenship, and they have all the rights of Jews. They vote in elections. They can run for the Knesset. There's 10 Arabs who are serving in the Knesset. They can run for prime minister. They serve on every level of the judiciary. In fact, 4 years ago, a district court judge who is Arab convicted an Israeli prime minister of corruption and put him in jail for 7 years. And that decision was upheld by an Arab judge on the Supreme Court. Nothing like that could happen in the West Bank. In fact, these protests, if you tried to do these kind of protests in the West Bank or Gaza, you would be killed. You know, there's no free speech. There's no freedom of press. There's freedom. In fact, I think there's 27 states in the Mideast, and I think 26 of them have an official religion, and Israel is the only one that doesn't. Israel has freedom of religion. You can worship anybody you want in Israel without penalty. You can, people who are Arab or Druze or other nationalities and ethnicities, Shia or Sunni, have all the same rights as a Jew. So, saying that saying that Israel commits genocide without talking about what's really happening around them is a double standard. And when there's no freedom of the press. There's no in West Bank or Gaza. If you even talk about these things, about opposing the leadership, your life is at risk. If you're gay, you get killed.
Heard that. Yeah.
If you're a woman, you have no rights. There's,
Yeah, I've heard they're pretty tough on that as well. What did Dave Smith say?
Tough on crime.
Tough on. What did Dave Smith say?
What?
What did Dave Smith say to all that? What did he say? Nah.
Oh, well, we didn't, Dave is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He's one, and that's why I wanted to talk to him about this. Because, I wanted to talk to them. I think he's probably the smartest guy out there on that, from that point of view. Oh, he avoided a lot of these. Our conversation avoided a lot of those issues. And I think it was much narrower conversation, I think.
Yeah, those debates spin off into like in 1942, the jurors, blah, 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 and they did this, and the battle of blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should really, put that into more of a ceasefire. But it is tough because,
it's hard to talk about the issue without talking about the history.
Yeah.
Because it goes, there's kind of an assumption that Israel is not a legitimate country somehow. And that all of those countries were created by the British and the French after World War I when they cut up the Ottoman Empire. And Woodrow Wilson had said to them, I will only participate in this war if the people who are living in those countries get to govern those countries. So Britain was given the leadership over the administration of the Palestinian Mandate, which was Palestine, which was one of the bigger chunks of the Ottoman Empire. And Britain made a decision. They actually went and interviewed people, and they interviewed the Jews and the Arab. There was a Jewish population and an Arab population, and the Jews are always been a second-class race. They were called dhimmis since Muhammad conquest. And the Muslim leader, whose name was Mufti al-Husani, said, if this is all our land, there's nothing here for the Jews, and we don't even want a state even a mile wide for Jews. And any Jew that stays here will have second-class citizenship. The British said the Jews had helped the British in World War I and World War II, and the Arabs had been against them. Oh, the Jews had taken Israel's promise that we're going to give you your homeland here. They said they were going to give them all of Palestine. Instead, they gave 85% of Palestine to Arabs, and they gave them a little sliver, about 10 to 15%. And so Israel, but all of those nations were created out of whole cloth, and none of them made any sense. I mean, Syria had a Kurdish population in it that was never given a homeland. The Christians were given a homeland in Lebanon because there's a lot of Maronite Christians, so they were given their own homeland. The Jews were given up a small, tiny little homeland in Palestine, which is, where there had been a Jewish presence there for 2,700 years. The Arabs were given most of it. And but there's a feeling among the Arabs that Jews shouldn't have any of it, and that's really what this dispute is about.
How could we end it?
Nukes.
No.
Listen,
They keep bringing that shit up.
I know.
The thing is that Israel is at peace with two of its neighbors. When I was growing up, it was inconceivable that Israel would ever have a peace agreement with Jordan or Egypt. And it has peace agreements. Now you have the Abraham Accords that are three more nations that want to make peace with Israel. And it appeared that Saudi Arabia also wants to join the Abraham Accords. And, Saudi Arabia did something really interesting, which is after 9/11, because Saudi Arabia had a very, very radicalized population. And those were the people, I think, 26 of the hijackers on 9/11 were Saudis, because they had these Wahhabi, this strain of Wahhabism, which is a very radical form of Islam and jihadist form. And the Saudi Arabian government had encouraged it. But after 9/11, they were critiqued all over the world. And they made a decision, we're going to de-radicalize. And they put in place all of these programs to de-radicalize their population, and it worked. And so I think the ultimate solution is economic development. We need, Gaza should be one of the richest, most pleasant places to live in the world. It has miles of white sand beaches. It's the beautiful bluffs. It has the richest agricultural land. It has a foot of topsoil. It's an oasis, so it has abundant fresh water. It has a port that is at the confluence of the Mediterranean Sea and the Suez Canal and all the trade routes from Africa, Mideast, Asia, and Europe. It should be the Singapore of the West. And if you had people who are focused on economic development, this place would be thriving. But instead, all of the money that they get, they steal. The top guy at Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has a net worth of $5 billion, which he's stolen every penny of it. His two lieutenants have a net worth collectively of $6 billion. And all the other money they get, they spend building an underground city, 300 miles of tunnel. Imagine the innovative and the entrepreneurial and the resourcefulness of these people to be able to make 300 miles of tunnels under their city. And all that's gone to war. What if you put those, that resourcefulness to work actually building a society that people could be proud of, which is what the Jews did. The Jews took a piece of Israel, of Palestine, a little tiny sliver 9 miles across, and it's now got one of the highest GDPs in the world. And it was barren wasteland for thousands of years. And, the people in Gaza have that capacity. And I think if the world comes together around them and says, we're not going to tolerate Hamas anymore, but we're going to create a Marshall Plan so that, you and your children and generations of children can thrive. This is what we did after World War II. The Nazis ran Germany. We denazified them, and now they're the richest country in Europe, and nobody worries about them going to war because because we got rid of that ideology. The same thing happened in Japan. It's the richest. What is it? Japan, I think, third richest country in the world. So, I think you can de-radicalize them with good leadership. The problem is that, there's some institutions there, including the United Nations, that have actually amplified the problem rather than trying to solve it.
That's a good answer.
The regime
So
changes.
far, is this your funniest interview that you've ever
yeah,
done?
this is good.
No, that's good.
But the regime changes in Germany and Japan, that was a pretty heavy cost.
I mean, we
It's gonna be harder to-
killed 2 million German civilians.
Yeah. It's going to be harder. It's difficult to do that.
Well, but it's a much smaller country, right?
Yeah.
So, it did come at a heavy cost, but I think to me, you have to get rid of step one is they have to get rid of Hamas, because let's say Israel left right now. Israel left Lebanon, and and Lebanon immediately Hezbollah became the hero and the kind of the world, became 10 times as powerful because it looked like they had defeated Israel militarily. So if Israel leaves right now, it makes Hamas 10 times as powerful, and then they leave an enemy at their border that they know is just rebuilding for the next attack. And that is not going to negotiate with them. It will not be satisfied with any outcome except the annihilation of Israel. So I think you have to get rid of that ideology. And, at the end of World War II, Roosevelt and Churchill met at Casablanca to decide what was going to happen. This was after the Normandy invasion. They knew that they had the capacity then to destroy Germany. And Churchill said, we should not do an unconditional surrender, because if we do that, then every German is going to fight to the death. And Roosevelt said, if we don't do unconditional surrender and we don't denazify Germany, they're going to come back in 10 years and do it again. As soon as they get another generation, they're going to come back. You got to denazify them. Oh, I think the same argument applies to Hamas, is that you got to get rid of them in order to give the Palestinians a chance to really rebuild their country. And then the whole world has to come to their aid and start, incentivizing economic development rather than, the devotion, the commitment to all of their human and financial resources to a war machine. After World War II, we had, between 1944 and 1948, we did the Marshall Plan in Europe, and there were 17 countries in Europe. We rebuilt them all, and we rebuilt them. The amount of money that we gave for the Marshall Plan was $626 per capita, per person in all of those countries over a 4-year period. And in 2023 dollars. So it was $42 at that point. Today it's $626. We've given over the past 20 years $8,600 to every Palestinian. And yet they're worse off than when we found them. Why? Because all that money has been used, either stolen or used to build a war machine. And so, it's just throwing money down a rat hole instead of building a society that makes people proud, that, makes people hopeful about their future, that gives them power in the world and sovereignty over their own destinies. And that's what we need to do for the Palestinian people.
Yeah, it's just tough now. Like in World War II, you could people go to war and they'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. It just is what it is. Now with there's footage, there's babies dead. It's all of it can just be spun into just you don't know what's
you're
what.
seeing it on social media.
Yeah, and
for
you're
the
just
first time.
this is terrible. So like you were saying, if you have to, take military intervention to remove Hamas, Shane's yeah, well, you have to kill hundreds of thousands of people. It's I feel like people feel they see the effects of war more acutely now. So it just seems just
they do a good job of keeping the Ukrainian footage out.
Yeah,
you don't see that.
Yeah, I guess you really don't.
I think that's interesting.
I haven't seen it. You don't see any of it at all?
Rarely. You see like some drone operating footage, but there's really not that much online about what's going on in Ukraine
That's weird.
Yeah.
compared to Israel Palestine.
There's videos. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know.
You know what? I mean, there's much worse wars going on right now than Ukraine. I mean, I think there's been 300,000 kids killed in Yemen.
Yeah.
And, we're supporting that war and nobody complains about it.
Yeah.
And, then there's in Syria, the same thing. What they did to the Kurdish population in Syria and Iraq, we killed 500,000 kids with the sanctions and with the war. 500,000 children died to get rid of a guy who never did anything to us.
Terrible.
So so we do have to ask ourselves, and there's conflicts all over the world right now that are worse than what's happening in Gaza. And why is nobody complaining? Why don't we have protests? Do we only protest when there's Jews involved, or do we care about all these other places where Muslims are being killed? The Uyghurs in China, all over there are slaughters taking place of Muslims and evictions taking place, and nobody's complaining about them. But it's just one place where they complain, and that's when it happens to be when the one Jewish nation in the world. And by the way, people say when they say Israel is an apartheid state, how can you say that when every nation in the region has actual apartheid rules and Israel is the only one that doesn't? The apartheid was in South Africa and there was 143 rules that were race-based and that punished minority races or give them, and Gaza has that. In the West Bank, it's the death penalty for selling property to a Jew. In Jordan, it's the death penalty for selling property to a Jew. Why aren't people complaining about the apartheid state in Jordan? Or,
they set the bar pretty low over in the Middle East. They set the bar pretty low in the Middle East.
And that's what I mean by a double standard.
Yeah,
if you're,
it's bad.
There's a famous story about the guy who is the president of Harvard. I think his name Richard Lowell. In the 1920s, and he was trying to get, Harvard was the first Ivy League school that let Jews in. And he was trying to get rid of all the Jews at Harvard. So he made the applications by Jews much, much more rigorous than the application process for other people. And he was asked, why are you doing that? And he said, because Jews cheat. And people would say to him, well, other people cheat too. And he'd say, you're trying to change the subject. I'm talking about the Jews. So
this is the president of Harvard.
that is the kind of level of conversation that you have when you say, well, Jordan kills people executes people for selling land to Jews. Stop talking about Jordan. I want to talk about Israel.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Because there is everyone. It's taken for granted. Like, oh yeah, they throw people off roofs and stuff. Like we all know that. Obviously.
Also, thankfully, Harvard has since changed their racial acceptance policy.
Yeah, true. They use it against Chinese people.
A real quick one. What's going on in Haiti? Are we going to help Haiti ever figure out what's going on down there?
I mean, every time we've intervened in Haiti, it's made Haiti worse off. It's the poorest country in the hemisphere, and it's in total chaos right now. I'll tell you an interesting story about Haiti. And Haiti was the pearl of the Caribbean. It was the richest colony that France owned, and during the Revolutionary War, France came over, sent armies over, and helped us win the revolution. They had a couple of battalions that were all black from Haiti that came over here and fought. And those guys saw what was happening in America, and they said, we can do the same thing. So they went back to Haiti, and they started a revolution against the French. At that time, there were Americans who were coming down up the Ohio River into onto the Mississippi and invading New Orleans, which was a French possession. there were Americans flooding into New Orleans, and the French were worried that the Americans were going to take New Orleans away. So it sent the biggest fleet in history over to New Orleans to get rid of all the Americans. And they said, on our way, we're going to stop in Haiti and suppress this rebellion. They stopped in Haiti, and the Haitians wiped them out. Along with yellow fever, they destroyed the French army, the French military, and the French had to go limp back to France without ever going to New Orleans. And when they got back to France, they had bankrupted the country. And so Napoleon had to sell New Orleans, the Louisiana Purchase, to America for, I think, $28 million. Damn. And it was Haiti that really created, in that way, that played such a key role in creating our country. And the Haitians expected support from us because they were the second place in the world that had a revolution against colonialism. They were trying to start a democracy. But the slave owners in the American South were very, very worried about the example. So so the U.S. government therefore boycotted and starved Haiti, and that was the beginning of the destruction because it was the richest island in the Caribbean in the world. And because of that, because they were being starved to death, they had to cut down all the trees, and the soil eroded, and you had this cycle where the U.S. then goes in and invades periodically with the Marines, and every time just takes a little more out of Haiti. So it's a sad example of U.S. foreign policy.
That's pretty terrible. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Haiti's. There's a good podcast on it, Revolutions, about the Haitian Revolution. It's pretty awesome. I know you're running out of time. I understand.
true.
I understand. But yeah, we should help them out, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
we gotta help our neighbors out.
yeah. That'd be awesome to do.
Work
that,
on those
actually.
cartels a little.
So
Let's
what
figure it out.
I have one quick question left. So I don't think you've never voted before, have you?
No.
Neither of us have ever voted before. How do you do it? How do we
Yeah,
vote?
yeah.
I know we got to fill out a form online to register. How do you actually vote?
I've never done it before.
How do you vote? Yeah. How old are you?
38.
And you never
I
voted?
told you my generation is dispossessed. You don't make fun of me.
I'll tell you what. You don't need an ID.
You don't need an ID.
You definitely don't need an ID. That would be racist. Wouldn't it be racist if you need an ID? Anyway, I'm gonna go.
No,
to
I'm just
bar.
kidding. We go online.
Those racist bastards better not check my ID at the bar.
True. I know how you do it. You go online, fill it out, and then go in there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I'm going to do when I get into the White House is the first day I'm going to order the passport office, or I order the post office and the State Department to issue passport cards to every American who can't afford them. Because right now there's a lot of Americans who don't have ID. They don't have a government issued photo ID. Mainly they're people that are elderly. They're all Democratic constituency. They're elderly people whose licenses have expired. They're young college students who can't get a license. I mean, who haven't gotten a license yet. Because that whole generation. I mean, the day I was 16th birthday, I had my driver's license.
Yeah.
And
I currently have an expired license, and it's hard to
You
get.
do?
It's hard to get an ID in Texas.
yeah,
You have to sign up like 3 months in advance.
yeah, and
then
it's a nightmare to go
forget
to
to go.
DMV.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And then there are minorities in cities who don't have driver's licenses because they don't have a car. So that's why the Democratic Party does not want voter ID at the voting booth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, and nobody wants to go to DMV, but there's 30,000 post offices, and anybody who is a U.S. citizen ought to be able to go there and get a government-issued photo ID. Al Sharpton and Andrew Young have said, if I do that, they will waive any objection to requiring a ID at the voting booth. So that will diffuse this huge tension between Republicans and Democrats. About, you don't want ID at the voting booth. We do. Obviously, we should have ID. And I understand why the Democrats don't like it, because it disenfranchises millions of their voters. We could solve that problem that way. The other thing is, if you don't have a driver's license or a government-issued photo ID, you're a second-class citizen. You can't open a bank account. You can't go to get on an airplane. You can't stay in a hotel. You can't see your kid at school. So it will solve problems for a lot of other people. And then you know, right now it's illegal to employ an illegal alien, an undocumented alien. But people do it anyway because all you have to do is check out a box that says, I saw their Social Security card. Well, Social Security cards are easily fabricated. They're used on job sites in New York. They're passed hand to hand, so everybody just shows them to the boss, and then they pay them in cash at the end of the day. And nobody ever gets arrested for hiring an undocumented. What I'm going to do is say everybody has to show a government-issued photo ID at a job site, or the employer goes to jail. And that will shut down the border. Because everybody's coming through that border because they want a job. If they know you cannot get a job in the United States unless you have a government-issued photo ID, they're not going to be flocking there anymore.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty simple. I don't know. That's crazy. They've never done that before. Never even thought of that either. I was like, well, you just can't get one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just print them out. It's a good idea.
I think we have to wrap it up. Thank you very much. This was
Thank you so much.
Shane, Matt, thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry I wasn't a funnier.
No, you're
that's
great.
okay.
Podcast.
Yeah,
No, dude,
it was
you were great.
great.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.